It's time to wake up, Woodward. The most listened to Detroit sports morning show is about to start. Start your day with a warm cup of Flannel Sam. Or how about a full cup of Detroit Kool-Aid?
Oh, yeah.
Mix in a little JB, and you got yourself the breakfast of champions. Live guests, fan reactions, and updates for your favorite teams. Wake Up Woodward is live now on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
What up, though, people? It's Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for kicking off the day with the WUW Crew. And you know what? The Tigers, they went on All-Star break a little bit early there, man. It's your boy Brandon there, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network, Flannel Sam, vet of the squad, vet of the network, all sports knower and lover. What up, though, brother? How you feeling after that weekend?
I mean, I guess the All-Star break came at the perfect time.
Yeah.
I know the All-Star game is going to be really fun to watch tomorrow because got a lot of representatives. Talk more about Scooble tomorrow, starting the game against Mr. Paul Skeens. But, yeah, not the most fun weekend of baseball to watch. But, hey, we will talk about it, and we will try to add levity to the situation. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's a good therapy, if nothing else.
Definitely, because I'll give you my theory on what just went down in these last 4 games for the Tigers. And something tells me that my brothers in the booth, they're going to agree with me, too. But you know what? Shout out to KG, Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth. What up, though, Black Hollywood?
And it's still a victory Monday because the Pistons Summer League is on, baby.
BTA.
Hey,
Shout
man.
out Ron Holland and Dennis
Dog,
Jenkins.
Ron Holland looked crazy, bro. Step back threes, pull up threes. Like, he looks really, really good, man. Shout out to Chaz Lanier. I like his game a lot.
Sir.
Bobby Clint, man. We got a lot of really, really good young talent in the city, man. Very, very excited.
I love that. You know, that gets me fired up already.
Oh, yeah,
Shout
I know,
out to
dude.
KG. Hey, what up, though, JB Smooth? Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth.
You know what gets me fired up? AEW All In.
Man.
That cowboy shit.
Man,
Cowboy shit.
fuck that
Let's
cowboy
go,
shit,
Hangman.
man.
You know what? I was very happy for you. I was, I think it was, Friday or so or some day, and I was like, whoa. What is this notice? JB, Jeremy Bryant.
Yeah.
So what is this in the Slack? Snack wrap review?
Oh, yeah.
He finally got that thing, man.
I finally
Shout
got
out
the
to you.
snack wrap. Shout out.
We got to know what's the verdict.
I mean, it's not as great as I remember it from years before.
Of course.
And also, McDonald's, y'all gotta stop
Damn Gen
skipping.
Zers, man.
Stop skipping on the sauce on these snack wraps. I'm serious, man. Half the time it's like a dry ass snack wrap. You gotta add some more sauce.
A little
Come
bit
on
of
now.
sauce.
Gotta have sauce.
You
man.
gotta have sauce on these.
Oh,
It's been
snap.
gentrified, you said, JB?
Yeah, they gentrified it basically.
Gentrified snack wrap.
damn.
That's crazy.
Well, man, Willie B like, nah, they don't do that over there at LCA. Shout out to Willie B and
Oh,
that
yeah, they
dude,
real black
Justin.
at LCA.
And we got
Real
intern Noah, intern Ryan in the building. But you know what, man? When we talk about these Tigers, we've all seen this look before. We all know what this is like, okay?
Yeah.
Let me take this back to like Thanksgiving, family reunion, good food, good cookouts. How does it look? You got KG.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving meal, and then they say, hey, let's go out and play football like the Lions.
Oh, man.
How are people looking? You still cold.
Yeah.
You won't move the same.
Pretty bad.
That was itis, dog,
Yeah,
these
big
last 4
itis,
games.
dog.
They got fat off the first half of the season, in my opinion. And you look at this team, all of the All-Stars, all of the fanfare, and I think that was just a little bit of itis there, Flannel Sam. I'm so serious. That's a real
sleepy.
thing.
They're a little sleepy
That's
right
real,
now.
No,
man.
I mean,
It's real.
Here's the
Especially
thing.
ribs.
Here's the thing, and I think this is the most fair statement that I can give before I dive in a little bit. It should be illegal to have too much concern about a team that is 11 and a half games up in the division
Thank you.
still,
Preach.
and that's 100% fair. And I'm not worried about them winning the division at all, and nobody should. Even though the Twins and the Guardians are playing a little bit better now, they are still well in the rear view. However, that bullpen was atrocious this weekend, and that's really what was one of my biggest takeaways, because you look at all 3 games. Brant Herter, Carlos Hernandez, Tyler Holton, Kiter Montero, Chase Lee, Tommy Kahnle, Will Vest not to the same degree, but still. All of those guys were bad. Every single one of them. I can't really find anyone in the Tigers bullpen that was good this weekend. And Obviously, we could talk about Tarek Skubal and Casey Mize both having bad starts, certainly by their standards. Shout out Jack Flaherty. He was a little better on Sunday. But that bullpen, the way that they pitched this weekend, you're not going to win any games. Am I saying that it's over and that their bullpen's terrible and that it's going to be a detriment to them come playoff time? Not quite, but I do have some numbers to present in just a couple of minutes that I think we need to see and we need to evaluate, especially when it comes to a trade deadline. More on that in a little bit, but not a good performance by the bullpen, to say the least.
Not at all. And I know that we're going to gauge some concern today. And what up, though, with Detroit Gunny? I'm trying to understand this. He says, looking ahead to the break is one thing, but I saw all types of bad play, pitching and hitting that just seemed to not care. Me personally, I do believe that looking towards the break is an element of seeming to not care. Now, with the bullpen, that's where I'm interested in how the numbers look and how much concern we should have. This is where everybody in unison now over the last month, especially if they've seen how this Tigers team has done with the bats, everybody's been saying, you know what, at this point in time, you want to see this bullpen go and get an arm, maybe two, to shore things up. But when I look at the playoffs and I understand what this team will be able to do when they tighten up that rotation just a little bit, I'm not as concerned. But you don't want to see this bullpen, when it struggles, start to affect the team. All season long, we've seen this team, this Tigers team, be able to, despite if even the bullpen or bullpen player or starter or bat is struggling, this team has been able to rise above to the tune of we haven't seen them go out there and lose 4 games in a row like this. So that's where, when I'm looking at this bullpen, it does make me, my ears perk up just a little bit. But my overall concern is one that's, like you stated, man, this team is still going out there and it's BTA to the rest of the Central, and they're owning the AL.
Yeah, I mean, to the rest of the Central, that's a given at this point, unless something catastrophic happens, which I don't think will. However, before I gauge the rest of the room's concerns and even maybe like throw it back to you, Kool-Aid, after you see these numbers, do you have the Detroit Tigers bullpen facts graphic that I sent?
Oh, yep.
They're just a couple of miscellaneous ones that if I didn't tell you this, you probably wouldn't know because it actually shocked me. If you want to go ahead and put that one up, Mr. JB.
People are mad at the bullpen, bro.
People are very mad at the bullpen, and these numbers are very sobering. I'll just say this. Just Detroit Tigers bullpen facts. On the totality of the season, they have a 4.13 bullpen ERA, which is 21st in Major League Baseball. And Tommy Kahnle, I locked that man as an all-star a couple weeks ago. Shame on me. Wrong. Good for most of the year, but is having a morbid, I'm talking morbid July. I'm talking an ERA that's above 46. That's not a typo. Look it up. And Tommy Kahnle, what that has done is that has elevated his season ERA to 4.50. And I understand that when you're a bullpen pitcher, you don't get a lot of innings. If you have a couple of bad outings, your ERA is going to be inflated. However, this also goes to speak for you are what you are over a large sample size. Yes, we could talk about how great Tommy Kahnle has been for most of the season, but over a first half of the season, actually more than that, a 97-game sample size, 4.50 isn't going to cut it. Do I think he's going to be better? Do I think eventually his ERA is going to at least be under 4 and he's going to finish the season with an ERA that starts with a 2 or 3? Yes, I do, but it's on him to bounce back in the second half of the season because the way that he ended was bad. I'll just say that. And now my trust in him, it was pretty much implicit. Now it's just a little bit more conditional. That's all I'll say about that because for the most part, he's been good, but you can't finish like that, and 4.50 is not acceptable.
And just looking at the chat here, Lunchbox, Seattle made Kahnle look like Bo Brisky. Shot 2-6. We just got to get the bullpen to tighten up. Man, just in case, 35 runs in 3 games?
Yeah. Something's
going on. And Randall Smalls, he does believe this, that Seattle has a great is what he used, young team too.
I don't know about great. I mean, Cal Raleigh's great. Julio Rodriguez was great.
Destroyed us this
He
year.
did, and I talked a bunch of crap about him, and then he had a heck of a weekend with the bat.
Every time. The good old flannel rub.
His OPS before the series was in the sixes.
Bro,
Not
you can
anymore.
bet-
Not
you can
anymore.
safely bet based off
Hey,
that. You can
I
call it
swear,
not a bet.
bro.
It's a guarantee.
KG, how many hits did Riley Green get this weekend? 5.
Yeah, he did.
Not that it means a damn thing because they
Right.
got swept, but he did get 5.
He
but
kept his numbers up.
it's fine. Like
But you know
nobody
what?
cares
It
they got
does mean
swept,
a
but I
thing
still have to say
because
that.
if he went missing, you already understand those narratives will be coming up. So
Yeah.
he kept those narratives at bay as we could just kind of coast into the All-Star weekend. But just a few more from the chat here. David, he says, yeah, that was a bad bullpen. I was mad all weekend. Wheezy D says, we're soft. But
Well,
Bernie,
that's a
Yeah.
little reactionary.
See.
That's a little reactionary. I can't say that the Tigers are soft. I will just say that, honestly, to me, one of the biggest takeaways is that, and we'll talk about this in a minute, is that the number one trade deadline target should be a bullpen arm.
Yeah.
And I've presented, and I will present a lot of different options. Some of them are retreads, which I've presented earlier, but I've got even more. And that's, I think, the course of action. One of my takeaways from this weekend was that I'm not mad at the offense at all. I think for the most part, they did enough. You could say they could have scored more on Friday and Sunday, but it's not like they were dormant or
Not
anything.
horrible.
And they got
Could have
some
been better.
big hits when they needed them. Unfortunately, they were counteracted by the bullpen. Just, you get a run, you get a run, you get a run. That's how it was. And honestly, through the totality of the season, what this series did to help inflate things hasn't been a great bullpen. Hasn't been as great of a season from a Tommy Kahnle when you look at the totality as we thought that it would be. For the most part, it's been fine, but you can always get better. And certainly when it comes to a team with World Series expectations, you got to address some things.
definitely, because you look at what the runs are. We've been glazing the fact that, the Tigers are up over 4 runs per game. Well, they did that in this series. That's where, you look at the bullpen, and that's why I said for the first time this season, it's one where I'm like, and I saw a lot of people with increased concern for one Mr. Jack Flaherty as well. And so it's going to be interesting as they approach this deadline because we all thought bat for a couple seasons. This is where I do wonder if Scott Harris, though we were comfortable with what he had done with the bullpen, I do wonder when you listen to people like Brad Holmes speak to the needs that may arise later, if he did think that this would be a need that arose later. Now we're in a situation where I do believe the bullpen and really nothing else is really going to be the make or break to this team being able to punch their way to a World Series. Not necessarily saying win it or lose it, but at least getting there. That bullpen has to be on point. It's a vital, important piece to how A.J. Hinch has done things. And even though stuff tightens up when you get to the playoffs in terms of your rotation, you still need your closer. You still need your 8-9 guys, your 8-9 inning guys to be on point. If not, then you're sitting here looking at some blown saves, and we understand how that went for this squad last year. We put everything on Terry Skubal. We put everything on this bullpen throughout the season. Got a little worn down when you hit the playoffs. I'm hoping that this year, utilizing what they went through last year, they're able to better protect themselves. But Jake Wegner believes it's just better to hit a rough patch mid-season rather than in the playoffs. And Freddie felt 3-1-3. The Tigers are bored. He believes there are 162 games and they're the best team. I will say, though, I will feel more comfortable if we spend a little on pitching. And that's where your numbers, could it be a little bit of you closing into the All-Star break? It could be, but the numbers, they are what they are. And I don't know how much that's a part of a recipe for winning a World Series.
Well, and that's the reason why I'm even talking about it. If it were just a 4-game losing streak and one sweep with still being the best record in baseball and still having a huge lead in the AL Central, 11.5 games, I wouldn't be talking about this. What gave me cause for pause, other than just watching the bullpen be really, really bad this weekend, is that you now look at some of their bullpen numbers and it's indicative of a not good bullpen, which is something that if you'd have told me before the season that the All-Star break they had a 4.13 bullpen ERA and they were 21 games above 500, I would have bet everything that I own that wasn't going to happen. But baseball's funny like that. But it's also, like I said, when you're the Detroit Tigers, when you're coming off of a playoff appearance last year, when you have this phenomenal start to the season, you got to start thinking about World Series. You have to start thinking about how can you, I don't want to say keep up with the Joneses, but just for a couple of quick examples before I throw it back over. The Astros are leading the AL West. They have the 3rd-ranked bullpen ERA. The Blue Jays, leading the AL East, have the 8th-ranked bullpen ERA. And I think that if Tommy Kahnle gets it back together, if Will Vest can keep doing what he's doing, if Tyler Holton can get back to being back after a couple of rough outings, and they add someone, I do think that at the end of this season, this bullpen ERA will be at worst top 15. But they got to get there, and they got to do it.
Yeah.
And they been slipping a little bit lately. Let's just hope that it's just ebbs and flows of the season, and now they're ready for a run of successful bullpen pitching to start the second half.
And this is an interesting question. Maybe we can pick this one up on the other side of the break as well. Fletch lives daily. He says, I think AJ is pulling the starters too early.
I mean,
Yes.
so Friday and Saturday you can't say a whole lot because Skubal and Mize were just bad. I think Jack Flaherty, after 5 innings, if my memory serves me correctly, you can fact check me if I'm wrong. I think he was at 93 pitches.
He was.
I understand pulling him after 93 pitches because at the end of the day, it's still a regular season game. I mean, you can't really count on Jack Flaherty having like a 7 to 10 pitch 6th inning. I'm not necessarily mad at that. I don't put any of this weekend on Hinch pulling his starters early. We'll see how the trends play out the rest of the year, but I'm not going to – I don't think that that's a thing for this weekend. I don't think that's fair.
No, hey, I know we got to say what up, dog. 2 Mad Packs. And then on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about how they resolve some of this bullpen stuff. And I know everybody in unison, just as if we're saying edge rusher for the Lions, everybody is saying reliever for the bullpen arm for the Tigers, man. So let's definitely get to it. Mad Packs.
It's because Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand out right now, and they partner with us here at Woodward Sports. They launched their new line of products back at the end of May, and they are available in select retailers near you. You got the high-low, getting you high for the low, developing top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Kool-Aid's favorite, that Boom Shakalaka.
Boom Shakalaka.
Boom Shakalaka is the new live resin-infused tarantula, and that one is the bomb. Blizzard Packs, THCA, moon rocks that hit like a blizzard. Stay tapped in with us here at Woodward Sports for more details.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo.
Ah.
You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Les Stanford Buick and GMC has great offers for everyone. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUV lease special at $599 per month plus tax, or try out the 2025 Hummer EV SUV lease special at $699 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation lease special for only $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC for all lease specials. Go to lesstanford.com.
What up, though, people? It's Wake Up Woodward. Welcome back, chat family. As always, you guys are the most important part of this thing, so let's go ahead and run up those likes. back talking to Tigers, I'm wondering, where's you guys concerned at right now with this bullpen and the way ahead for the Tigers? Are you concerned a lot? You know, are you thinking, yo, this is going to keep them from the pinnacle? Or are you just like, yo, I trust in Scott Harris. They're going to figure this thing out. That's what got me a little bit excited about this next segment. We're going to talk about potentially some of the solutions. But through all of the chaos, right, through all the anxiety, do you guys got those standings over there? Intern Ryan, JB Smooth?
Oh, yeah, we got him.
Dope. Through all of that, right? Losing 4 straight. Who's still sitting at the top of the standings overall? Not just the Central, not just the AL, but I'm talking about in all of Major League Baseball by a full game. It's your Detroit Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That, like, through all of that, and this is where them not just giving themselves a cushion to start the season, but putting themselves in position all year. We've seen them be able to bounce back through these types of things. And obviously, I know, first time they've lost 4. I saw Eric Allen earlier in the chat talk about, yo, I get it. They've lost 4. It's the first time they've done that. But effectively, we've seen what this team has been. You take all the other games before those 4, and that's what you stamp for who these Tigers are. And shout out to them. It's a testament to who they've been all season that they still sit at the top of Major League Baseball record-wise, even after a 4-game losing streak.
I'm curious to get KG's opinion on this.
Oh,
Are you more like they're still best team in baseball, still have an like what looks to be an insurmountable lead in the AL Central, or are you more concerned about the bullpen, or is it a combination?
It's a bit of a combination. I will say this. I'll start and lead off with this. I do think they need to get some bullpen help at the trade deadline. I'll lead with that. But overall, I'm cool as a fan. And I realize, listen, this series, it was painful to watch. Trust me, you know, I seen it. But overall, I'm not worried about this Tigers team because all those people that you named, Flannel, all of those relievers, man, I just cannot see too many more times where each and every one of those guys are just going to go out in a series and just play badly. And this is what this was. But it wasn't just the bullpen. To me, all around, nobody had it this weekend. Nobody. Your starters, I mean, Skubal, he went out there, didn't have his best outing. Mize went out there, didn't have his best outing. Jack Flaherty, he ended up settling in, but the way he starts some of these games, I mean, these first and second innings, you know he's going to give up a home run or two. And that kind of puts the Tigers in a deficit just on the outset. So I'm not necessarily worried about this team. Now, if this continues to grow and they hit a patch where they're losing multiple series back to back to back, then maybe I will raise the red flag. But I got to just go off what they've shown me so far throughout this season and even dating back, you know, to what we've seen out of this bullpen last year. I think this Tigers team is much improved, and I just think this is one of those weekends that they just did not have it. But although if you pay attention, all of those games were competitive. These were all late inning collapses by the Tigers. Like each and every one of these games, they were technically in. It's just in the 8th, 9th inning, they end up, you know, the wheels end up coming off. But you don't want to see that. But if it continues, then I'll be concerned. But as of right now, they still sit pretty. I'm good. They heading into All-Star break. They needed this break. They'll be okay.
Hey, let's get a poll up. Let's see how concerned the people are in the chat. And let's see if they feel like Weezy D313. He says he is beyond concerned. I feel like Neil Rule at the beginning of the season. It looks like a 500 team to
Come
me.
on.
That's so
Relax.
overblown.
Relax.
We're not doing that.
I
Relax.
don't even like Aaron Rodgers, but RELAX. Let's go, man.
No, because the whole point of all of this is that they could do nothing at the trade deadline. I'm starting to think that would be malfeasance, but the point is they could do nothing at the trade deadline and they're still going to win the AL Central. And that's still a heck of an accomplishment. It would be the first time they won the Central in however many years. I think since a 2013 or a 14. That would be great. The point is not that they're going to fall off and be a 500 team, which Weezy, I know you'll breathe for a couple of days and a regret that you said that. We're talking more about, can this team compete in the playoffs and win a World Series as it currently constructed? That's all. That's it. That's all. Nothing about them making the playoffs. If that becomes a conversation down the road, then something
horrible,
terrible would have gone wrong.
Yeah.
Terrible. They had a 4-game losing streak, and they're still 11 and a half games up in the Central.
This is why you build up such a big lead,
So
bro.
crazy.
Like, I'm not worried, man. This is why you get 20-plus games above 500, so you can better be able to deal with patches like this, because they happen to everybody.
Yeah.
Literally everybody.
Baseball's a fickle sport.
It really is.
Yeah, and Weezy, you're the one that put this in the chat earlier, and you're off by 1. He said the Dodgers are 1-7 in their last 8. They're 2-7 in their last 9. So not really anything to write home about. So
Right.
every team goes through rough patches. The only thing I'll say about that is that the Dodgers, they've cashed 2 in the last 5 years. That gives, like, if I were a fan of the Dodgers, that would make me
Payroll.
feel a lot better.
Payroll.
Hey,
Let's go with the bullpen
Payroll Giovanni.
instead of the Tigers, because I think overall the Tigers have earned something from us. But what I see, a lot of people saying relax. I also, because I see Randall Swan's with $2 super chat, Tigers are tired, relax. He also believes this, though. Randall Smalls, Harris will get a reliever or 2. Relax. So I wonder where people's concern is with the bullpen in particular, if they're not necessarily as concerned with the Tigers just yet, because we've seen them be able to overcome. It's just a matter of how much can you continue to overcome and not gas yourself or reveal too much by the time you get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We saw Torque have a decent second half of the season and then kind of flamed out in the playoffs. I'm hoping that, and we saw pitchers do the same thing. I'm hoping that this year this team is better bolstered against that, because like Flannel has reminded you guys several times, everything right now is about World Series. No matter what anybody else would tell you, Scott Harris will also pull you aside and say, no, we're being aggressive this year because we're a World Series team, not just long term, but also this year. This is what's coming from the mouth of the organization. When you start looking at this bullpen, like I said, 4-game losing streak for the first time this year, you got swept in a series. Those are things that just makes me peak my ears up just a little bit, just enough that I'm like, yeah, let's go and get 2 relievers now instead of just 1 bullpen.
Do you really think
That's
you
where I'm
need
at.
2, though? Because once again, I just cannot see too many times where everybody in your bullpen is just having an off series.
You're good.
These guys are going to bounce
The reason
back.
why I say 2 is, even though in the postseason I believe things will tighten up, I like the depth in the regular season. I like having the capability to do different things. I like having the ability to, if a pitcher is struggling for too long, knowing that, hey, go get your mind right. But you already have on staff to be able to go and still effectively operate with a full bullpen. So I think that as constructed, if they get the time and the ability to let these other bullpen guys get right, yeah. But sometimes we've seen, like, how did they get right last year? They literally had to send people down to the minors for a little bit to get their head cleared, and those players played some of the most vital, important roles to them down the stretch. You know, and so that's where, and then obviously you get Kerry Carpenter back from injury. That plays a huge role. But Parker Meadows and Torque going and getting their heads right down the stretch, they were able to come back and contribute in some big ways. So from that perspective, I do believe if you can, you probably are looking at 1 big-time reliever if you can.
Right.
And then the other one may be a rotation guy that can help with some depth.
Yeah, because I think one guy can make the difference. Once again, these guys are going to bounce back. You have to go just based on the track record that they've shown us to this point. But, Flannel, I'm interested to get your opinion on that, because do you think they need more than 1 reliever? I think 1 guy at the deadline and we'd be good.
All right,
you over there smiling. You got the villain smile right now.
It's not the villain smile. I'm glad you asked that, because I got just another batch of numbers to present in just a second. Here's what I'll say about this, KG. I'm not pounding the table for 2, but I don't think it's crazy to ask for 2.
Okay.
I am pounding the table for 1, though, at this point. Like pounding the table for 1. Pick. Because, and this is something that I presented earlier, but I had to make, a couple of weeks ago, and I've had to make some edits. There have been too many people in this bullpen throughout the totality of the season that contributed heavily and did some great things last year, but have regressed this year. And it's not just a couple of guys. JB, if you have the Tigers Relievers Part 1, or Ryan, if you have that one, go ahead and throw that one up.
On it?
What's up?
With the stats on it?
Yes. Tigers Relievers Part 1. Nope. Wrong one.
Oh.
Technical difficulties.
Bullpen targets.
Tigers Relievers Part 1. It was the second to last thing that I put in there. There we go. Thank you.
My bad.
Might have given a few things away, but you recoiled fast enough. All right, Bo Brisky last year. 3.59 ERA. This year, 6.55 in AAA and got hurt, unfortunately. Last year, Sean Gunther, in a small sample size, gave you a .86 ERA. This season, 5.23 is in AAA. Last year, Tyler Holton was one of the best relief pitchers in baseball, 2.19 ERA. This season, although he's been a little better as of late, this last series notwithstanding, 3.80 ERA. Brendan Hanafy, 2024, 1.84 ERA, and 2025, a 3.35 ERA. Brant Herter, although his ERA differences aren't that big from 2024 to 2025, we can all see that he's been a different pitcher, and that's borne out by the WHIP stat, walks and hits per innings pitched. Last year, 0.88 WHIP. This year, 1.39 WHIP. And if you want to go to part 2, right, if you have that one, because I'm not done.
The Tigers relievers?
Yes, Tigers relievers part 2, the one right below it. Jason Foley last year, big part of what they did, at least in the regular season, 3.15 ERA this season, out for season. Tommy Kahnle last year with the Yankees was a 2.11 ERA. This year with the Tigers, 4.50. And we all know that John Brebbia was not good at all
Punted to the moon
when he was there, 7.71. The reason I point this out is because there's a lot that's just systemically a little bit rotten with their bullpen this year. And it's not just a couple of guys. It's not just one bad series. There's a lot to be desired. And some of these guys we will not see again. No. Bo Brisky's not coming back. Sean Gunther's not coming back. We know Jason Foley's not coming back. John Brebbia, punted him to the moon. He should have been punted to the moon. Tommy Kahnle, I have some hope for. And Tyler Holton, I have some hope for. I actually have a lot of hope in those guys.
Yeah.
But everyone else, of these 8 guys, I only trust 2 of them to really rebound in a meaningful way. So that's why I concede people saying 2. That's a lot to ask at the trade deadline. And you might have to give up more than you want to.
It seems to me the biggest issue is that they don't have a lot of swing and miss guys in their relief pitching rotation. So, like, when we go out in the trade deadline and we go to seek a reliever, I would much rather prefer somebody that can put up a lot of Ks. Maybe not, somebody, I would like a long reliever. I know that might be a little bit harder to get, but you need somebody that's at least going to be able to go out there and put up some swing and miss stuff, because I think that's the biggest thing missing from this bullpen.
Yeah, now, I know you prepared some stuff and I was reviewing it. Before we reveal your list, since there is a lot of different, I wanted to be able to reveal Yahoo Sports in the 6 stud closers that they said the Tigers should go after.
All right.
And we'll just go through those names really quickly. If there's any conversation there. And then I want to be able to definitely have Flannel Sam whip out his big mock next.
Oh, shit.
Let's rock.
Let's do that on the other side of the break, because this would be a perfect time to take 5, because I have to tell you about Black Rock. Black Rock's Summer of Giveaways starts now. They are giving away prizes every week for the next 8 weeks, and today is the big reveal. To kick off the giveaway, Black Rock is giving away 4 tickets to the Tigers game on August the 4th, and they let us in on a little secret. The grand prize is 4 tickets to the big home opening football game on Sunday, September 14th. How do you win? Scan the QR code right above my head and fill out the entry form. It's that simple. Every submission enters you into the weekly giveaway drawing for that prize, and a bonus entry into grand prize drawing 4 tickets to the big 2Gs home opening football game on Sunday, September 14th. Tune in every Monday to see if you are the lucky winner. We get the privilege to announce the big winners live on our show and 3Ds unveil the next prize. Who doesn't love to win stuff? These prizes are legit. And for additional entries and chances to win, head into your local Black Rock to try their limited time menu. They're serving up more than just a giveaway, featuring fresh flavors and sizzling steaks you won't want to miss out. It's Black Rock.
Summer's heating up and Feldman's clearing space for the incoming new models. That means massive markdowns during Feldman's Hot Summer Sale. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $189 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $209 a month. Inventory's moving fast, and when it's gone, it's gone. So don't sweat the search. Just get to Feldman. More locations, more inventory, more ways to save. The Hot Summer Sale is on at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Woodward Sports sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, Jars Cannabis. All right, well, we're sports fans. Whether you're hitting the game or just simply chilling at the crib, Jars Cannabis has got you covered, man. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They got 27 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big, big way. 9 locations are right here in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby you. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon if they aren't there already. Go to jarscannabis.com to see where you can get your favorite marijuana today.
Shout out to KG, man. Some elite ad readers over here, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I've improved in that area.
Shout out to Black Hollywood, live from Black Hollywood. What up, though, man?
Hey, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Chat family, as always, you guys are the most important part of this thing. Go ahead and smash that like button. And you know what? How more fitting than to satisfy that like button?
Oh, we
and
satisfied already?
And treat it nice.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of short stroking going on with some of our fans, man. A lot of short stroking, man. But we can go ahead and hit the song for the
Coming
people,
off
man.
the weekend and everything.
Hey, man, listen, it was a little bit of a rough weekend. Didn't exactly go as we expected. Get as much tail as we would have liked to. But you know what? Just go ahead and hit that like button, man. Just go ahead and relax. Relax your muscles, man, and just hit that like button real nice and soft.
Hey, see? Charles Rodriguez gets it. They got destroyed at home. Tigers, not the like button. Okay. Got you. But we got to talk about the Tigers. I've seen the concern here. When you first put the poll up, man, that thing was close. It was going back and forth. Right now, it's 61% concern.
Sheesh.
You know, and
of course. I wouldn't expect nothing less from Detroit fans.
Yeah. But look, I see Mark. He says he wants both in terms of, a couple people out here, they want a couple pitchers. Dad with Tourette's, he was like, I've been saying this since mid-season. I want 2 pitchers. And
how realistic is that, though? I'm just saying.
Well, look, Yahoo Sports, and I can't wait to see Flannel's list, too. Yahoo Sports, prominent MLB analyst, details 6 stud closers. That will be on Detroit Tigers trade deadline wish list. Hey, JB Smooth, you mind telling the people those candidates?
Not a problem. And once again, sorry if I butcher any of these guys' names. But Chapman of the Red Sox, David Bednar of the Pirates.
David Bednar.
Bednar of the Pirates. Once again, apologize. Felix Bautista, I believe that's Bautista of the Oilers. Mason Miller of the Athletics. Ryan Heisley of the Cardinals. And Emmanuel Clase of the Guardians are your 6 candidates.
Well, no way to end Guardians trading us Class A.
Yeah.
So.
And they believe that Chapman and Bednar are the most realistic acquisitions.
All right, so just a spoiler alert. None of these are actually the guys on my list. And it's not because I don't want any of those guys that were mentioned. Here's what I perceive to be the potential flaws. I think the Red Sox could still realistically be trying to win. I think the Guardians and the Cardinals could realistically still be trying to win. Even though the Guardians are way back, they still have wild card hopes, and so do the Cardinals. However, Aroldis Chapman and Ryan Helsley, what makes them interesting is that if either of those teams want to sell, which I don't know why they would, but maybe they'll go on a quick little losing streak before the trade deadline. Both of those guys are rentals. They're UFAs going into a 2026, so you probably wouldn't have to give up too much. All of these guys would help the Tigers bullpen, no doubt about it. We know how dominant Clase has been. We know Mason Miller, even though he's having a bit of a down year, can sling it at like 103 miles per hour. With some of these guys, I think some people would be uncomfortable with what the Tigers would have to give up as compared to more of what my list entails, last place teams that have expiring contracts, and you probably wouldn't have to give up too much.
Protects your window today and for the future.
I'm cool with whatever route Scott Harris wants to go. If he wants to get one of these guys, great. I mean, Aroldis Chapman, for crying out loud, looks like prime Aroldis Chapman. He looks just as good as he did back in his prime Cincinnati days. I would love any of those guys, but I presented a little bit of a different method of like, expiring contracts, teams we know are selling, wouldn't have to give up too much.
And I'm seeing Weezy D through and through in the chat. He says, Mason Miller, Hensley, yes, please. How do you feel about some of those names before Flannel gives us his version?
I mean, some of the names listed on that list, I don't know how realistic some of those names are. Yeah. I know Bednar has been talked about a lot. Coming off of a really, really bad season this year, he looks really good, return to form. I wouldn't mind seeing him in a Tiger uniform, but I'm interested to get some of these names that Flannel has because I know Flannel's really paying attention, and I know that he has a good eye for what the Tigers can use.
And for the record, the Pirates, the Orioles, and the Athletics, I think you can 100% be guaranteed that they're selling. And it's funny because they mentioned Felix Bautista. I actually have a couple of Orioles on my list, including one who I think a lot of you will find radioactive. But that's why we go over it. That's why we talk it through. So without any further ado, I will give my list of guys. And for the record, before I go to it, just to give a quick criteria or to remind you guys again, I'm looking for guys who are on expiring contracts, who are effective, who you wouldn't have to give up really a whole lot of anything of a consequence for, and they can help this team this year, and you would still have that elite farm system. You wouldn't have to give up anybody like the Max Clarks and the McGonagalls of the world, or the Briseños, or Tyron Lorenzo, Bryce Renner. You wouldn't have to give up any of those. And there are 6 guys that meet my criteria. If you want to put that one up, JB, Detroit Tigers deadline bullpen targets. And I've went over them before, but I'll just give a quick list. Kyle Finnegan, right-handed pitcher of the Nationals. Caleb Ferguson, lefty for the Pirates. Sir Anthony Dominguez, righty for the Orioles. Gregory Soto, our old friend, lefty for the Orioles. Rafael Montero, righty for the Braves. And Raisel Iglesias, righty for the Braves. Because the Braves, I think they're a team that's going to look to be selling too, because they're probably the most disappointing team in baseball this year, and they're quickly to the point where who cares if Ronald Acuna's back? They can't catch all these teams.
Right.
So this is my list. And if you want just a quick further breakdown on these guys, if you would go, JB, to bullpen targets with 2025 stats part 1. And I know this is a little bit of a retread over something I presented a couple weeks ago, but I had to update their numbers a bit. Kyle Finnegan, 34 2/3 innings, 27 strikeouts, 12 walks, 3.12 ERA, 1.18 whip, 18 saves. He's had a really nice year for the Nationals as their closer. Caleb Ferguson, and remember, he is a lefty, 40 innings, 31 strikeouts, 14 walks, 2.70 ERA, 1.03 whip, 9 holds. I really like the ERA and the whip on a Caleb Ferguson, and we know that Kyle Finnegan, this season that he has had in a lot of high leverage situations. I would say the one thing about both of these guys is this year they haven't shown that they can miss bats maybe as much as we wanted. However, got some guys for that too. Starting with Sir Anthony Dominguez. This season, he's pitched 38 1/3. He plays for the Orioles, by the way. 51 strikeouts, which is a great. That guy misses bats. 22 walks is a little bit high, but Chris Fetter, that's where maybe he can hone in some of that wildness. 3.29 ERA, 1.28 whip, and 12 holds. If you're looking for a guy who misses bats, Sir Anthony Dominguez is more your speed. However, I've got a few more. How about bullpen targets part 2, Mr. JB Smooth? It should be right under that. Gregory Soto. Again, I know a lot of you probably find him radioactive, but he's actually been pretty good for the Orioles. Also misses bats. 33 2/3 innings this year, 40 strikeouts, 15 walks, 3.74 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 18 holds. 18 holds is insane, by the way. I don't know how you get 18 holds playing for the Orioles, but shout out Gregory Soto. Rafael Montero, 34 innings, 36 strikeouts, 17 walks, 3.97 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, 6 holds. Another guy who misses bats, and Gregory Soto is a lefty who misses bats. Raisel Iglesias, more on him in just a second. 36 and 2/3 innings, 42 strikeouts, 7 walks. God, that is a sexy strikes to walk ratio. 4.42 ERA, 1.20 WHIP, 11 saves. This tells me with Raisel Iglesias that everything about what he's brought to the table this year has been really, really good. It's just that ERA is
but when
he gets
caught, he gets caught.
He does. However, one more thing, and then I will throw it around because I'm not trying to filibuster too much. I have one specific on Raisel Iglesias, why he is somebody that the Tigers should pick up, and maybe even my top target. Because this is what Raisel Iglesias has done in his career and with the Braves, his most recent team, despite his a little bit down year. For his career, he's pitched 705 and a third innings, 838 strikeouts, love that. A 4.3 strikeout to walk ratio, love that. A 2.95 ERA, a 1.06 WHIP, elite, 235 saves. With the Braves, his most recent team, the team he's on now, so this shows that even recently, he's not somebody who's washed or anything. He's just having a little bit of a down year, including this down year. He's given 188 innings, 208 strikeouts, a 5.2 strikeouts to walk ratio, elite, 2.44 ERA, elite, 0.97 WHIP, elite, and 79 saves. All of these guys that I mentioned are UFAs going into next year. You probably would have to give up your 20th best prospect to get them. If Scott Harris doesn't go after one of these guys or one of the guys that is mentioned in the Yahoo article, I'm starting to think it's malfeasance at this point. Yahoo gave you 6. I gave you 6. Scott Harris, time to cook up and get us some bullpen help.
I was going to ask you, what's your top 3?
Top 3? I would probably say my number 1 is Raisel Iglesias.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I can tell by the way you was talking him up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would say. I would say 2 Kyle Finnegan and 3 Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Dominguez is my first. I would go.
That's
after
fair.
him.
He misses bats, man.
Yeah.
That strikeouts per innings pitched is elite. Just need to hone in on the wildness a little bit. But come to Detroit.
Right.
You don't want to play
Chris
in
Fetter,
Baltimore.
man. Chris
Hey,
Fetter.
The Orioles, even though they've been a little bit better lately, they're out of it. They're a dumpster fire.
Sam, I wanted to ask you this real quick, and shout out to What Up Though with Detroit Gunny. He says he would be cool with any of those guys. Do you prefer a left-handed pitcher or a right-handed pitcher? Do you think that matters? No. I mean, you can always. I don't think you can have enough lefties, but you know.
Okay, so you might have got me into a little bit of a trap because all 3 that I mentioned as my favorites were righties.
Yeah.
But I can also see the appeal as a lefty because you've got Canley and Vest who are righties, Holton who's a lefty. I don't think it matters too much. Just get the best guy, the best deal that you can get. Maybe 2 of them, maybe both.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing the chat here, and there's a lot of support for this, but there's some people who also believe pass. I don't. With seeing where the Tigers bullpen is, I'm hoping that they take a swing on somebody across one of these lists here. But
Rando, all guys on bad teams with no pressure situations. Good teams aren't selling, bro.
Yeah.
Good teams aren't selling. Let's go get, I don't know, the closer for the Dodgers or the closer for the Cubs. No, they're not selling. Good teams are not selling.
And DNCNT says, Greg Soto, bring him home.
Oh, my God. Somebody's not just blinded by the Gregory Soto name. Thank you. Thank you.
I would take a chance.
Oh, man. Greg, in 2025, he says, I like Finnegan. Go get him. Deadschwa, straight up. I like the Iglesias. I don't know why you put the there, but you know what? I like it. I'm going to roll with it.
Concerns me.
He's had a great career, though, and he's been great for the most part with the Braves. And even that strikeout to walk ratio of 6-1 this year, I get it. He's given up too many runs, but I think he'd come to Detroit and thrive.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on this list, I think, that are intriguing. A lot of players who can come in and be high-impact bullpen arms for this team. I didn't think I heard this name, but another one I'd love for the Tigers to explore is Andrew Chafin.
Yeah.
I know that's one that, is a retread, but 2.62 ERA, plays for the Nationals. Still has the strikeout stuff. Nationals are obviously going to be a team that sells, especially I believe Chafin is under a very short-term contract as well. So I think that'd be another one to look into, bringing another lefty arm into this bullpen. I do think that they would benefit from another power lefty in there. I think that Tyler Holland is very solid, and he's been pitching well lately, other than he had one bad outing in the last couple of days. But I think that if we're being specific, I do think I would like a lefty, because a lot of the very good playoff teams, I feel like a lot of their power hitters are power lefties, including, we struggle with the Guardians, who they're probably out of it, but Jose Ramirez is better from the left side than he is from the right. And then we're compared to the Dodgers, they have Freddie Freeman and Ohtani. I think that there's a lot of validity to going after a left-handed arm, but I do think they need two arms. I think that even I get your point, KG, about what are the chances that every single one of your consistent bullpen arms are going to be out and off in a series. Well,
at the same time.
At the same time, but also I want the versatility to be able to say, all right, we have a guy who's not in it, so let's just mix up the bullpen arms. We can move, Canley, who's struggling right now, instead of giving him the high leverage eighth, he then gets the sixth. And then you are able to give those high leverage innings to other pitchers who are pitching better at that moment. And I think that giving A.J. Hinch those chess pieces is what makes him so successful in the playoffs, especially having a deep bullpen.
And you know what? I see brought in the chat as well. And those
Shout
are good
out.
points by you, that dude, Justin. He says, go get me Jake Bird, please.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockies don't really have much use for him. I'd have to look at his contract to see how many years he has left. But yeah, no, he's had a really, really nice year. No doubt about it.
He also believes
got some arbitration years left. Okay.
He believes your list is great. He says he's with Flannel. He loves Sir Anthony.
Yeah, no, he's had himself a heck of a year. And for the record, Justin, Andrew Chafin was somebody that just missed the cut.
Yeah.
His problem this year, that whip is a little high for my liking. 1.63. That's not a good whip. Everything else has been good, and maybe that's something where he just gets on a hot streak and everything's fine. I like the intrigue of being a power lefty. But we've seen also during his time with the Tigers that he's somebody who can get knocked around a bit. But at the end of the day, a lot of the guys that I picked are guys who've been knocked around at times too. Nobody's perfect, but you need more arms to deploy, because we've seen, unfortunately, recently that no matter how good you are, no matter how great of a season you're having, i.e. Tommy Canley, i.e. Tyler Holton especially at the beginning, you can get knocked around. And come playoff times, you're going to be facing the cream of the crop lineups. That's for damn sure.
Definitely, man. But what we got to say what up, though, to?
Massage Chair House.
All right, Massage. And do you want to talk more Tigers, or do you want to get into a little bit of these Summer League Pistons?
What do you guys want? Does anybody have more to say on the Tigers?
Nah, as of right now, let's get to the break, man.
Hey, let's get to it. Shout out to Ali B over there, too. All right, let's go Massage Chair House.
Hey, Massage Chair House, looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. The largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, with top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. Located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit, go to massagechairhouse.com or scan that QR code right there on the screen. The Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Scan that QR code on screen. Use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $8,000, but all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet, and if it doesn't hit, Caesars will throw it right back into your account with no questions asked.
None.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Scan that QR code, use code word Woodward1000, and make some money tonight.
Make some money. What up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. And you know what? I agree with Greg. 2025. Flannel Sam was cooking in the last segment. He says,
absolutely.
Good segment, Sam Flannel. He put the little clapping emoji. So I'll definitely make sure we do that. Thought you were cooking up there, man. You didn't just talk about the concern. You also offered, I thought, some really thoughtful solutions.
Well, when I saw that team bullpen ERA for the season, I was a little spooked.
Yeah.
And if you want to say it's a little bit misleading, I'm not necessarily mad at that, but I also believe in large sample sizes. And unfortunately, it's been 97 games of a bullpen that over the totality has been below average. But Arando Smalls just catching up a couple of super chats before we move on to Summer League Pistons. $2 at the beginning. I owe Riley Green an apology. You're good, man. Just, I don't know.
Flannel smiling deep down. Look at
no. I mean,
I told you, but
Will you shake his hand again now?
But here's the thing.
Is he back on terms of handshake?
This is what I've always said. Like with people like Rando, just slobs over every Tiger that's ever existed, even if it's Justin Henry Malloy or Jake Rogers, but offers criticism of Riley Green. I'm like, I get it that he's, expectations are more, but like, come on now.
What's the matter with Jake Rogers?
He's a tad streaky. He is a tad streaky.
He's a tad streaky,
but his numbers indicate he's right where he needs to be.
He's got like better numbers in the first half than he did all of last year. He did an all-star season. By the way, 24 home runs. You know what? It doesn't matter.
He on his way to 40, man. He hitting every benchmark I wanted him to hit, so I'm cool.
Like, no, and this isn't the time to like pimp Riley Green because they did get swept, and I'm not gonna make it about Riley Green at least got his numbers. You know I'm not like that.
Look,
but
man,
over
you
the
wear
totality
that
of the
jersey, you can pimp
every day.
Riley Green if you want to.
But over the totality of the season, he's been, you could argue, the third best position player in the AL, at worst probably the 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
Byron Buxton's in that mix, by the way, even though you want him out the league.
When I saw him hit that cycle, bro, I thought about you instantly. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like somewhere smiling like a motherfucker.
Dead serious. If you wanted to make the order of AL All-Star starters Judge, Buxton, and Green, I'm cool with that.
Hey.
He's that heck of a
too late. Hobby's there.
And I give you that because baseball is so much more. Even though it's a team game, it's still your individual responsibilities are so much more than. Even like in the NBA, if you get an assist, it's because a teammate is literally, hitting the shot off the pass.
It's
but
like
in this
an
one,
individual sport,
doing
but
his thing.
not. It's you mano-a-mano against the pitcher, but you're also doing it in service of the team.
Because I can't even hate and be like, well, somebody has to do it. Like in the NBA, somebody's going to go out there and get a certain amount of points.
It's not like last year's Jordan Poole on the Wizards.
Right.
And shout out to Jordan Poole, criminally underrated for his role in the championship run with the Warriors. But
the point still stands, though. The point still stands. Buxton is not the Jordan Poole of the MLB.
Those days.
You're just like Spenny, Willie B.
No, but
Jordan Poole deserved it. Big bad
he
Draymond
talked too
Green.
much shit. He got his ass sucked.
And you know what?
I do believe that.
When you talk too much, that's in the basketball etiquette. So
you probably think that Jordan Poole did nothing on that championship team, didn't you?
And you keep running your mouth.
Your younger teammate.
That's
dog.
it, man. You're gonna get cracked.
People calling Draymond triple single. Yeah, I'm probably gonna knock you out. You keep
you keep talking. You keep running your mouth.
You can't knock him out.
If you run your dick suckers,
Draymond wasn't talking to up until that point. Everybody kept the man.
You know Draymond was talking.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta keep it cool.
The young boy got out of his place.
He hit him because he got the check.
The young boy got out of his place, bro. And look who won. Draymond's still there.
Still there. 4 rings.
Draymond's still there.
Haven't won anything since Poole left.
Hey, man.
He was great for them in his role.
was.
And people act like
Absolutely.
he was trash.
No,
No, he
I would
wasn't.
never disrespect his time with the
No, he
Warriors,
got
but
game.
he probably got knocked out for a reason, and he's been ass ever
running his
since.
bucket.
What? Are you
He's been
telling me
back
you
of ass
support
ever since then.
Sparty on Go Blue crying?
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry, man. It's the
over there.
He ain't in Go Blue no more.
Draymond.
Goodness
He's always
gracious,
good.
man.
And one more super chat before we get too far off the rails. Rando Smalls, until someone eliminates us, we are the team to beat. I don't agree with that. I think it's still the Dodgers.
Well, yeah. From that, if you're talking from that perspective, yeah. But
I get what you're saying.
I mean,
though.
just in terms of the standings right now.
I think what he's saying is, and this is something that I alluded to as well before I singled out the bullpen. You can't be too worried or upset about a team that has an 11.5 game lead in their division.
Yeah.
Unless something catastrophic happens, they're going to win this division comfortably.
Yeah.
And they should.
And that's why, just the last thing before we move on from them, obviously, Houston has been that team that all season we've all been looking at them like that meme, the boy with the cup, looking like we've been looking at that team all season, and about halfway through the first half of the season, we said, all right, that's the squad. They definitely have cleared the Guardians as it relates to that team. You do not want to really mess around with. And then we just saw the wheels fall completely off for the Guardians. But we see the Houston Astros just sitting 2.5 games back of the Tigers, and they've just been right on their heels. So as we've seen the Tigers continue to do what they do and punch the Central in the face, lead the league overall, we've seen the Astros sitting right there behind them. How you feeling about this, man? As All-Stars here, second half of that season is just around away. I still expect the Detroit Tigers to lead effectively pole to pole, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Astros, they're maybe the best organization in baseball right now. And for the way that they're able to just every year keep it coming. They traded for Cam Smith in the offseason. He's turned into a damn good player. They got Isak Paredes after having a tough stretch to end the season with the Cubs. Now he's an all-star.
I'm still sick about that one.
Yeah, Jeremy Pena, look how good he's been. He's got a 322 batting average. I know he was World Series MVP back in the day, but nobody expected him to be quite this good. They still have Altuve, who we know is very, very formidable and has a ton of playoff experience. They're probably going to get Yordan Alvarez back. They've got Hunter Brown, who's also an ace. They've got Framber Valdez. I would even argue that Brown and Valdez is probably greater than Skubal and Mize by a little bit. They're a formidable team. It's probably going to come down to those two, quite frankly. But I'll tell you what, I would love to see an ALCS with the Tigers having home field advantage. That's all we can ask for. Then at that point, it's just, hey, let the best man win or let the best team win.
And you know what? One more here. Benjamin Foe asks, someone explain to me how good the Tigers are in NFL language.
Oh,
that's tough.
Good question.
Yeah.
Huh.
Very
JB,
intriguing.
voice of reason. You got anything for us before we move on to Summer Pistons? How good are the Tigers in NFL language? What's their NFL equivalent?
Dude, I don't know.
Is it bad? I want to compare them to last year's Lions
that's
in the
what I
regular
was gonna
season
say, too.
I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
That's the only comparison I can think of, honestly.
I would say they're more like the 2023 Lions.
Yeah.
And here's why. Because at this point, even like I said, it might be a little bit misleading, but the bullpen is struggling. And over the totality of the season, it has not been good. This bullpen, to me, reminds me a little bit of the Lions secondary in 2023. Although I do think the Tigers bullpen has more potential to bounce back than the 2023 Lions secondary. It's just a team that doesn't necessarily have a glaring flaw in the totality of offense or defense, but has a flaw on one of the positional groups. That's what I'd compare them to, the 2023 Lions. It's not a perfect comparison, but that's all I got.
I feel like it's almost like a combination of the last two. I believe they're going to have much more playoff success than last year's Lions, like the year before. But I believe that you look at the regular season success they're having, and this is almost like, how did the Lions get 15 freaking wins? And you're looking at, we were hoping to get to the 60 before the All-Star break. They do sit at 59-38. Still a heck of a lot of wins for this Detroit Tigers team, and they look poised to add a whole lot more as you go on throughout the season. So
Big Con 51, I think they are the Super Bowl Bengals. I mean, the Super Bowl Bengals, they had their offensive line. I don't hate that at all. That's actually one that I can for sure respect. Be a Super
WeGD
Bowl
thinks
name.
that's disrespectful to the Lions.
Well, you're in your feels a bit about the Tigers, and that's okay.
All right.
Take a breath. Everything will
Relax,
be fine.
y'all. It's gonna be okay.
Benjamin says, y'all sold me. I'm going to lock into baseball now. That's what it's about.
Hey, you should, bro.
Yes,
Yes,
Exciting
Comerica
time for
Park
the
with a
Tigers.
winner in the summer? Oh, my gosh,
Yeah.
man. Hey, but you know what? The Detroit Pistons, you talk about winners. I don't know how much stock people do put in the summer league, but I'm telling you right now, the things that we're seeing from our young guys, is some stock to take away from there. The Detroit Pistons have started off summer league 2-0, and they look like they want to play for something. Ron Holland looks like he wants to go out there and prove he's the best player out there on the
He's
floor.
like a man amongst boys out there.
A man amongst boys. He's an alpha out there.
Yeah.
Because this is one thing that I think people forget. Ron Holland, rotation, he didn't play or have a lot of the usage that all of the previous number five draft picks had, right? And Jalen Duren. They stepped in different roles. Ron Holland came here at a time when the organization was ready to go to the next level, and his job was just, hey, fit in where you get in and make sure you play some defense.
Yeah.
But he can still hoop. He was playing in the G League as a teenager. People got to remember that. High volume, hitting like 50% of his shots inside the arc on high volume. What did you see him doing there? Put back dunks for fouls?
Yeah.
And one put back dunks. Like, he is a man amongst boys. Hitting the threes.
The
Shout out to
step
Fred
back
Vincent.
three? Oh
Like,
my
I'm
God.
telling you, man. So, shout out to him who said he wants to prove that he is the best draft pick of his draft class, man. So shout out to Ron Holland. But just to break it down, the first game, 104-86, victory over the New York Knicks. Man, if we could have borrowed that for the playoffs.
Man, tell me about it.
And that's the one where Ron Holland absolutely showed out. 28 points on the night, 11 rebounds. He's averaging just under 4 stocks per game, 3 steals per game for Ron Holland. So he's getting it. 98-83 victory over the Houston Rockets in game 2-1, in which Ron Holland cooled down a little bit on the scoring, 15 points, but was still just a solid. But Dennis Jenkins, Chaz Lanier, those are two guys who have continued, bro, to stand out to me. Chaz Lanier has done what he's supposed to do, and that's shoot the cover off the ball.
Yeah.
Whether he's hitting at the rate that we want or not, shoot the ball, and that's what he's doing. 4 of 11 in that second game was good to see. And Dennis Jenkins, he's looking as much a part of the rotation player that he did last season when the Pistons called him up. He was
better
already
and
an
better.
older player, and he's going out there and he's putting his the work in it, facilitating. It's not easy to go out there and facilitate, hunt assists in the summer league. So shout out to these summer league Pistons. They're starting off good. Defense is the name of the game. Literally, defense is the name of the game for this squad. And they're going out there getting contributions from the guys that you want to see. They're two-way players. They're draft picks. And Bobby Clement, I'm looking to see a little bit more from him. I believe you'll see more from him as they turn down Ron Holland's usage.
Yeah, but he still didn't look bad. And some
Not
of his
at all.
playmaking ability is really, really slept on, bro. The way he can pass the ball when he's underneath the basket, I was really impressed with some of that work. And I'm glad you brought up Dennis Jenkins because I thought he would be the forgotten name in terms of the Pistons' new young players. But I think maybe at this point, should there be a strong, and I want to get your opinion on this, should there be a strong consideration as to maybe Dennis Jenkins being that backup guard that we talk about? We've brought up Sasser. Can he play that role? You know, I think Dennis Jenkins, with some of the improvements he's made making wise, should there be a better conversation as to him maybe being that replacement guard going forward?
The one thing I know is that everybody's going to get their opportunity to, and Dennis Jenkins, why wouldn't he get his opportunity?
He can
as
score,
well?
he can pass. Like, I like a lot of things about Dennis, and he gets better seemingly every time I watch him.
And the thing is, you know, when we saw him at the NBA level last year, second half of the season, when they called him up a lot more than they did in the first half, he was able to do his job. Obviously, he's not going to go out there and be a high volume scorer. That's the thing that I noticed changed the most for him when he got to the NBA level. But then you also have to ask yourself, is this a product of what are you asked to do?
Right.
Are you asked? Are you given a certain green light, or are they telling you to go out there, turn your usage down, play it safe like Tyrese Halliburton, and give yourself an opportunity to have as little mistakes as possible? And that's what you saw to Dennis Jenkins. And for him to be able to come up and do that at a time where, you know, if people don't know, Dennis Jenkins and Marcus Sasser are best friends. They grew up together, hooped together. Marcus Sasser campaigned for Dennis Jenkins to be here, not just because they were boys, but because he believed that Dennis Jenkins could contribute. And all Dennis Jenkins has done since he's gotten here is torn up the G League.
Yeah.
He's getting awards in the G League. he doesn't belong there.
He doesn't.
I'm just being for real.
Shout
And then
out.
he comes into the Pistons and he's done his thing. And now the Summer League, he's done what he did last year. It was no competition for him realistically last year either.
Yeah, man. I just really think that a conversation needs to be had. Whether he gets it or not, of course he needs to earn that spot. But I like his size a little bit better than Sasser. Defensively,
For
I mean,
point guard, yes.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Defensively, he's a tad better than Sasser, although it's not a great difference between them defensively. But I like a lot of the things he does out on the floor, and he seems to exert that kind of leadership that you want to see out of a young player. But Sam, what do you think?
I think y'all are being a little too disrespectful to Marcus Sasser, quite frankly.
I'm not trying to be.
No,
I promise I'm not trying to be.
I know you're not.
I don't mean that he
Yeah,
should
yeah. No,
pass
I'm not
up
saying
Marcus
you.
Sasser.
I'm just saying a conversation should be had. That's all.
I don't think Marcus Sasser should be the backup point guard, though. That's me, and I've been on record saying this since before we drafted him. I believe that Marcus Sasser is a combo guard who should be in your top 8 rotation, top 9 rotation coming into the season. But I just believe that you need him next to a facilitator or a guard. Like if you had Schroeder back, I would see Schroeder and Marcus Sasser. So when I'm entertaining the idea of Dennis, I'm entertaining that as maybe next to or in the same lineup as a Marcus Sasser in some regards, but still behind him in the
and I think it's what we expect of Dennis Jenkins, because obviously we can see what he's doing in Summer League. He's had a couple of really, really nice games, and that cannot be, and I'm not just going to poo-poo that, because when you're Dennis Jenkins and you have to fight and scratch and claw for everything that you have, you're somebody who it would really behoove you to show up at a Summer League, and he has done that so far. But I also want to temper things a little bit. The odds are really, really stacked against him even still. He's an undrafted player. He got a little bit of playing time last year, but I believe it was 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just depends on what we expect from Dennis Jenkins. Is he somebody that can give you 40 to 45 games of maybe 8 to 10 minutes when you need him? Is he somebody more? I would probably lean towards the 40 to 50 games of 8 to 10 minutes, and it would have an impact on this team, but not super, super big, a little bit more negligible. But, hey, we'll see. It's been very impressive what he's done. I just wonder what he's going to be expected to do on this team. I suspect not too much.
And that's what I think. It's just one of those things where if he's playing, he's going to be somebody that is probably 10th or 11th on the rotation or in the depth chart.
Yeah.
And if he plays, he's going to be a guy that can handle the offense, can run the plays, can get the ball to the shooters, can get the balls to the players in the gaps. He's not going to be somebody that's going to give you no effort or on defense, but he will be hunted on defense. Just the same way that they're going to hunt Marcus Sasser, who I believe is a better player. But limitation-wise, we understand he's not necessarily tallest. I promise you guys, I am taller than Marcus Sasser.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not trying to disrespect because he's in the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's open. But it is what it is. And that's where, you think of what Dennis Jenkins could be. I'm invested in seeing him succeed. I've, followed him at Summer League, got to speak to him and things of that nature. And so you get, drawn to who those people are internally, but who he's showing himself to be as a player. You like the skeleton. I just wonder how much of that translates over to the NBA game. He's solid and he can be in rotation, but I do wonder, more like Flando was saying, how much of that does translate over?
No, absolutely. But with Sasser, it's just like you don't want to force him into something that's unnatural for him. Yeah. And playmaking at times seems a bit unnatural for him because he's a natural-born scorer. He can go out there, be a spark plug, be an energy player, and provide you some points off the bench. He's
a
his
read
strong
and react
suit.
passer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is his strong suit. So I don't want to force him into a role that he may not succeed in, especially for over the course of, like you said, 40-some-odd games. So, and shout out to Weezy D313. I wanted to highlight this comment. Jenkins will be in the Sasser role this next season. Can you see that for Dennis Jenkins? Maybe him being the energy player with Sasser being the primary backup guard.
The difference is this: when Sasser touched the NBA floor, Sasser was doing stuff.
Marcus Sasser was also a first-round pick.
Yeah, he was a first-round pick.
People forget Dennis Jenkins undrafted. The odds are way more stacked against him than Marcus Sasser.
Right, true.
Yeah. If this was on draft night, I would still maintain the odds things. Right now, it's just a matter of
I get it.
We got to see if it can translate. all the skill sets are there, but when he hits the NBA, he was solid, but the scoring wasn't necessarily there.
You need quickness,
that because that's the one thing. He's very fast G League wise. Is he fast NBA wise?
Yeah.
Those windows that he's able to attack and take advantage of at the G League level, I wasn't able to see him necessarily take advantage of that in limited minutes with the Pistons, but it was limited.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I really want to see him get some run in preseason this year. I think that's where Dennis Jenkins should get some time. Marcus Sasser should get the opportunity to run point guard as well. You know, remember last year what they had him doing?
Yeah.
I would talk to him. He's like, they got me running point guard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we know it's not necessarily to his strongest suit, I'm glad that they're at least trying to develop the skill set because height-wise, that's where he's going to slot.
Yeah.
Though skill-wise, he's just a combo guard who can go out there, and sometimes I wonder if they can put Marcus Sasser in an unconscionable role where he doesn't have to think, he can go on heaters. We've seen him go on heaters. I want him in that lane. I think he's much better at going on heaters, shooting the ball from all three levels and including that little floater.
Mm-hmm.
Then if we're like, all right, go out there and run point guard for Cade. It's just like I don't know. And that's where you and I are in lockstep. They got to do something. And that's, you got to ask yourself, is Jaden Ivey it? Because that's the person and the solution that Trajan Langdon has brought up. I believe in a lot of Jaden Ivey, but there's a difference between a natural-born playmaker, and that's what Dennis Schroeder highlighted. But to be fair, similar to the Marcus Sasser, Dennis Jenkins thing, Schroeder he just got a 3-year contract to be a starting guard in the NBA. So, you know, it's what you have to pick from, man. And that's where I get why you're probably focusing on Dennis Jenkins, because when you look at the roster right now, the only solutions we've gotten is Jaden Ivey and Karis LeVert can facilitate a little bit.
But you don't want him as the starting point guard.
That's
or
where
I mean the backup point guard. Yeah. So, no. I would much rather, if you're going to have Dennis Jenkins and Sasser out there at the same time, you can easily push Karis to the 3 and he can play the wing role coming off the bench. But I would much rather prefer that. But I'm just saying, like, going forward, there should at least be a conversation. I would like to see what both men can do in that spot, but I think both of them kind of earned their spot to at least give them a shot at it and see what happens, especially if you're not going to get nobody else.
That's going to be an intriguing one to see. Like I said, preseason is going to tell a lot for Dennis Jenkins because he's already done everything you need to see in the G League.
Yeah.
There's nothing else he can show down there at all.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Motor City Crew's got a player of that caliber there.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a time where it's like if he can go out there, run your pick and rolls, run your pick and pops, run your DHOs, find your shooters, focus literally like your job is just to facilitate, I want to see it.
No, absolutely. The next player I wanted to ask you about is Bobby Klintman because, you know, I like some of the stuff that he showed. Of course, he wasn't as prolific as we've seen him before. Do you think he's where he needs to be right now? Where do you think he needs to improve going forward? And can he maybe even crack into this bench rotation for the Pistons coming up?
What I liked about Bobby Klintman in the first game was the facilitation, stuff in the stat sheet and things of that nature. The second game, I would have liked to see more of that, but the nature of the game changed in terms of how the offense was flowing. And what that tells me is when you look at both games, he was largely consistent throughout both games.
Yeah.
And that's what you want out of a guy like that, who he's showing better on the boards this year than he did last year in Summer League. And I do believe that has more to do with his aggression, putting some fouls out there on people. And he's still showing that he has an acumen to stretch the floor, but he's not necessarily doing it at the rate that you want to see it at.
Yes.
And that's where I want to see Dennis Jenkins even more be able to work through players like that. We know that Bobby Klintman has a skill set. Versatile, 3-level, not just scorer, but ball handler too. He needs to get a little bit better when you're talking about scoring from the perimeter or off the dribble.
Yeah.
But you talk about the defenders who's be facing him. He has realistically all of the tools. It's just a matter of, I think, the confidence.
Yeah.
The usage. Last year he looked a little bit more confident to me, whereas this year you got some alphas on that squad who are just like, yeah, I'm here. Last year, who didn't really play? Ron Holland didn't really play.
Yep.
And Bobby Klintman had a couple games where he got off as a rookie, second-round draft pick. This year you got Ron Holland going in there, and he's like, this is mine.
Yeah,
and I've noticed Bobby Klintman, this is where it might help him, though. He just, by osmosis, just fits right in, though.
Yeah.
And that's where I do believe if you're talking about a player who – Trajan Langdon, again, brought up Bobby Klintman as a player to watch going into training camp as one of those guys taller that can help us stretch the floor. So
he can be the Fontecchio replacement.
It'd be interesting, man. What about you, man? Because I mean, I don't know what Fontecchio gave us last year. If
Not
Clintman
a
can't
damn
get those
thing.
minutes, then I'm
Not
like,
a
what are
goddamn
we doing?
thing.
Give Clintman those minutes at the very least. I'm glad that they paid the respect to Fontecchio and gave him opportunity, because if you're going to try and trade him, you got to have to put something on tape.
Right.
But I'm hoping Clintman at least gets those minutes.
They
man.
got Duncan
What have
Robinson.
you thought about him? Because last year, better showing to start Summer League, but this year, I feel like overall, stat sheet type stuff, he's having his presence be felt.
Yeah, I mean, all right, here's the thing about Bobby Clintman. First of all, I was glad even though in the grand scheme of things it didn't matter too much, glad to see him get some minutes last year to end the year.
Mm-hmm.
Did some nice things. I've been a little underwhelmed so far in Summer League with his lack of scoring prowess. Obviously, the rebounds have been great. You saw in the first game, kind of did a little bit of everything. I love that. But at the end of the day, with Bobby Clintman, he's another one. As much as we trust Trajan Langdon, as much as, we want to believe in everybody that the Pistons bring in, he's a second-round pick. Sometimes second-round picks turn into more nothing burgers than something burgers. I like his potential. I certainly like his size. Mm-hmm. And Summer League certainly is not gospel and doesn't mean everything. But I've been underwhelmed with the first couple of games in the Summer League. I would have liked to see him impose his will a little bit more like Ron Holland did and Dennis Jenkins has.
Yeah, you notice, and that's what I was getting at effectively. Like, it seems like that confidence is down. I wonder if that usage turns back up if Holland's not there, because I saw that. I remember I was walking sideline, and I was like, man, y'all get to see Holland play. And then we got a little text. He ain't playing. I saw him on the sidelines, and I was like, man, let me at least get the content there. I was like, what up, Holland? And we got to kind of chat and talk, and he was like, yo, I'm really looking forward to seeing what my dog Bobby about to do. And he went out there, and he had a game. And they weren't playing slouches last year either. And so that's where 100% on point where Flannel's at. You want to see Bobby Clintman go out there and impose his will, not just like – that's why I said I don't know if it's good or not. He can just kind of, by osmosis, fit in. Kind of did that on the NBA level, too, in his limited appearances. But when you got that much talent, like his layup line stuff, have you guys seen him? This guy has, like, endless hops.
Yeah.
And can do whatever dunk you ask him to do. That's
he
what I'm
looks
like.
So pretty on the basketball court.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just like, bro, take the Summer League. Like,
Yeah.
take over. Like,
Take over,
just get a 6-0 run or do something. I do want to see that out of Bobby Clintman. That's where I started with. Seems like either confidence or either he's acquiescing to Ron Holland, who I don't think he asked anybody. I don't think he went and say, Bobby, you care if I'm aggressive? But Bobby's a guy, he will acquiesce, and I do think that is actually a bad thing for the Pistons. I actually want to see him go out there, stretch your legs, and go out there and ball.
Be a dog,
like, he's
man.
talented.
At times, it seems like he forgets how big he is. He doesn't use his body enough for me. No. That's something I would like to see him improve on. But we all know he has the shot. He has the athleticism. And like I said, some of his playmaking ability under the basket, under the rest, I'm really, really impressed by, man. I would like to see him take some strides, because if he can just become a more aggressive scorer, then I feel like that'll benefit him and the Pistons long term, because then they could play him in that Fontecchio spot, and he would, play that role without too much of a problem. But the last player, of course, I gotta ask you about Chaz Lanier. A lot of stuff I liked about his game. I think he's a really good acquisition for the Pistons going forward. I just want to see more of a sample size of what he can do. But what did you think about Chaz Lanier in his first couple of appearances?
That he's gonna fit day one.
Yeah.
Shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Locate.
He's a specialist.
Move.
He's a specialist.
It's everything that we talked about when we were on draft night, and that's all you want to see. Do you want to see him knocking the shots down? Sure, it'll make you feel a little bit more better. But when you see that the instinct is there from a player like that, he knows where to be on the court. He understands how more so than just kind of fitting in like Bobby Clintman is. He's like, I'm getting mine. 11 shot attempts from behind the arc. It's like, do your thing, young dog. Like, that's what you want to see out of him, because imagine this, when those looks aren't defenders sticking to Chaz Lanier like they're going to in the Summer League. You got to think about that. They know, that's Chaz Lanier. Stay on him.
Right.
But in the NBA, they're not going to do that.
No, they're
going to say, that's Cade Cunningham.
Right.
Send a double team off the rook.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to say. And he has to effectively take advantage of even greater space and knock that down. So what we saw to Chaz Lanier, and let me just, so people can understand how much he shot the ball.
He shot the
shooting that
not always well, but it's
no.
nice to see that he's not shy.
Yeah, look, 2 of 7, 4 of 11 in the first game, 2 of 7 from behind the arc versus the Knicks, and I was excited for that because he still got 10 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds, showing that shooting night or not, this guy is going to give you effort, and he's going to be able to fill up the stat sheet. Second game, 5 of 14 from the floor, 4 of 11 from behind the arc. So his true shooting and effective field goal percentage probably looks immaculate for this game. And then 14 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Yes. I like it. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
And I saw people saying this, obviously different heights and things, but similar to like some of the roles that Sadiq Bey played for the Detroit Pistons. Coming through that summer league, I'm like, man. You know what? I mean, I'm going to get you a few rebounds. I'm going to get you a few assists.
Right.
And it's not just, I'm just shooting threes. No, this guy has a little bit more to his game.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he doesn't totally get tunnel vision like when he's shooting and not hitting the ball. He knows how to put the ball on the floor. He had a really nasty like pivot foot layup in the mid-range, man. I want to see more of that. I want to be able to see him when that shot's not falling. Yeah. What else can you do? And he has that athletic ability to be able to cut and get to the basket. I want to see more of that from Chaz Lanier because we all know he can shoot the ball. He's a specialist. Go ahead, Sam.
I wonder, though, for his long-term future in the NBA, if you're going to get an all-around player or more of a specialist.
Right.
We know that.
That's the question. That's the question.
Right. And that's okay, by the way, second-round pick. And I hate to be temper expectations guy because I have been.
That's a great point.
25 shots, 18 of them were threes. That sounds about right. We can see that he's not shy. I've gone over that he did more things at Tennessee. He was actually pretty good at finishing around the rim. I think if somebody closes out on him, he can take that one dribble, step back, and knock a three down anyway. But I think his future in the NBA is going to be as somebody who just knocks the F out of threes. And that's great, by the way. That's fantastic. He could be that, and I'm not saying he's ever going to be this guy, like a Danny Green archetype. Maybe Danny Green's his ceiling. If he becomes Danny Green, I'm like thrilled.
Perfect player comp. Because what was Danny Green known for? Shoot. Yes, he can stand in the corner and shoot the three. But you blink, and he's moved and relocated. Catch the ball in the blink of an eye.
Just keep moving, Chaz Lanier. Stay
and
moving.
That's Chaz. What does he excel at? Movement, scoring, movement, shooting. That's where, if he was going out there and he wasn't shooting 6 and 7 threes a game in summer league, that's where I'd be a little bit concerned because I would be like, then what are they working on? This is, I like his overall ability to do different things, which means in pinches and in certain aspects and with his motor. What you like to see is a guy like that, 6'4", 6'5"-ish, who's getting rebounds in summer league. He's always going to try. So in the NBA, that might be a dive on the floor situation rather than I'm going in the paint and just grabbing a rebound. Right, that his motor is going to always be on. The assists you like to see. Because now you know that this guy can play make a little bit. He can put the ball on the ground. He can play make off of the shooting ability. So now when he becomes a threat, that pump fake one dribble pass or pump fake one dribble pull up, Chaz Lanier is showing me that the Pistons have a plan. They're not just, hey, go out there and let's see what you got. No, specialist is the key word there. We said it before the draft, talking about him. We said it when they took him because we said the Pistons have a chance to draft one of, I think it was 10 specialists on the board, or like 8 specialists on the board and 2 dynamic players. And they got their specialists, and that's how they played them in summer league, man.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward. Do you think he'll crack a lot of minutes? What do you think his minutes will look like?
I think he has to get
they got to put him on the floor.
I think he has to. If he's a specialist and he's knocking down the shots, I don't believe he's going to get just blown away defensively. He has some measurables that can help him. And I believe that this team is going to take a step forward defensively overall as a team.
Okay.
So I do believe that he has everything in his wheelhouse to actually see some minutes sooner rather than later. We saw Ron Holland step out there on the court, and what got him out there sooner rather than later was how much he tried, period. His defense, he tried. He wasn't the best defensively. You go back and you look at the early tape, he wasn't. But he tried. He couldn't even hit the three. But was he dead from three? No. We saw that Ron Holland would get the ball, and if he saw a gap, he wouldn't waste not 1 second hitting the gap and get right downhill and get to the free throw line. We're like, oh, snap, we got a player that can get a free throw.
Right.
So if Chaz Lanier can do those types of things, similarly to the way that we saw Dalton Connect, who I do believe is a better prospect, a better player, but you're looking at somebody who I believe is in the similar frame, yes, there is room for him to be able to step in and at least get you those 11 to 15 minutes per game.
I like that.
And during that time, you got the green light to shoot 4 or 5 threes.
I like that a lot.
I was going to say, I think a really nice rookie season for Chaz Lanier would be he plays maybe 50 games, gives you 10 minutes a game. And just to be fair, Ron Holland last year was 15.6. If Chaz Lanier can crack that as a second-round pick, especially with Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson probably being added to the bench rotation, that's a very successful rookie season, as long as you're showing a prowess to shoot in NBA games, which I think he will, by the way. I don't have any doubts about his three-point shot translating.
Let's take a quick one and talk about Ron Holland then.
Yeah, because I want to know if his three-point is going to stay. Is it here to stay, goddamn?
Man, Fred Vincent, shout out to you, bro. Hey, who do we got to say what up, though, to? I know we probably got to double up.
Yeah, let's do Planet Fitness and Dr. Pierce.
All right.
Planet Fitness, you know that they're still in that summer pass program. It's about halfway through the summer, but you still have through August 31st. A lot of fitness work can be done in a month and a half. And if you're a teen from the age of 14 through 19, you can work out for free all summer long. It's the high school summer pass with Planet Fitness.
And Dr. Pierce.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine.
Jeffrey.
Join Dr. Pierce in that secret sauce every Tuesday on Big D Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that D-Mac does, because Dr. Jeff Pierce is sure to keep you in the game performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Summer's heating up and Feldman's clearing space for the incoming new models. That means massive markdowns during Feldman's hot summer sale. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $189 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $209 a month. Inventory's moving fast, and when it's gone, it's gone. So don't sweat the search. Just get to Feldman. More locations, more inventory, more ways to save. The hot summer sale is on at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
If you've got a crisis, let Vin point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Vin. Vin Johnson Law. Hey, and we are back. It is Wake Up Woodward. And you know what, guys? I want to say thank you to everybody for supporting the White Claw Tigers Tour. It ended July 11th, and it was epic, man. A lot of different fans were able to not just be there, but support as well the broadcast stream. So I wanted to say thank you to you, all of you out there, all of our sponsors, all of the bars, even the interns, like intern Ryan and others who walked right in on the job and contributed right away, man. So shout out to people like you. Shout out to all you for supporting us too. And shout out to our sponsors, White Claw and Vin Johnson Law, for the White Claw Tigers Tour. Cannot wait to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to do it again. Shout out to White Claws and shout out to Gold Crown, because at Gold Crown, concentrates are their bread and butter, crafting elite collaboration extracts since the caregiver days. Gold Crown partners with craft growers across Michigan to bring you exclusive full spectrum concentrates, infused pre-rolls, and live resin infused gummies. Their new line, Crown Jewels, is here, gluten-free, effect-based, coated in nerds for that extra little pop. Find Gold Crown in over 300 dispensaries statewide. Smoke like royalty. All rise for the reign of the royal highs, only with Gold Crown.
Hey, we are back. And you know what? We got to talk about one Ron Holland, number 5 overall pick for the Detroit Pistons.
Hey, Ron.
Of the season before last. And this was the first draft pick that did not have to have the expectations put on. I mean, it's so bad that think about how quickly things have changed. At the beginning of this thing at the Restore, right, they were calling Saban Lee a second-round pick. part of the core 4.
Save and leave.
Think about that. And now,
Jesus
Ron
Christ.
Holland, a number 5 overall pick. There's some people who might not consider him even a part of your top 4 young players. I do.
No, what?
Let me think. Well, I don't
Who
know.
the fuck would do that?
What? This is the thing. You have Cade, you
Yeah.
have Duran, Ivy, Asar.
Oh, well, true.
Well, I don't. It's tough.
I don't know, man.
He might be my 5.
Holland out of everybody really has the potential to really be that two-way threat that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because with Asar, it's just you don't know what his offense is going to bring on a night-in, night-out basis, and that is the one thing that's holding him
shooting.
back.
I trust his offense,
Well,
actually.
okay, yeah, we'll get into the basket, sure. But, yeah, as far as shooting the basketball, and you know, Kool-Aid, I've been asked ever since they were both drafted, what have I been saying to you? One of them got to learn how to shoot. So, and if it's Ron, I feel like that benefits the Pistons even better because I just like a lot of the things Ron does on the floor in both aspects. Defensively, you know he's going to go out there, he's going to give you 100% effort, and he is somebody that can drive to the paint effortlessly, and if he can get that jump shot together, he can really be prolific, man. I really like what I'm seeing out of Ron Holland right now. I just want to know, is it here to stay?
I see Weezy D in the chat. It's a perfect segue. He said Kool-Aid, Sam, and Chris was sad we had Ron. No, we weren't. Go back and look at the tape. No, seriously. And we had our initial reaction. I remember Flannel probably more than all of us. I won't speak for Flannel, but for me, we weren't.
Yeah.
There was a player we wanted. There was the shooters that we wanted. But Ron Holland was number 9 on my big board and actually moved up to number 7 on draft day. We covered it. So you go back and look at this stuff. And one of the things we talked about with Ron Holland is this. If the three-point shooting, we said this right after the reaction. We teed it up and said, let's get serious about this. If the three-point shooting is the only thing that we have to worry about with Ron Holland, this is one of the best players in that draft. And right now, we don't have to worry about his defense. We don't have to worry about his motor. The guy has shown some facilitation chops. He's been able to get to the rim. He can handle the ball. He's still scoring efficiently in the paint, just like he did in the G League. And then on the nights when that jumper is popping, you see his confidence and that jaw. He's talking already any game, even if
he
he's
get confident,
off. But you see him getting confident.
It's a problem.
And that's where is it here to stay? I think more so than is it here to stay, it needs to be the priority of the Pistons to make it here to stay.
Okay.
Ron Holland to me he's already a player that's going to be able to contribute, but I think he has a little bit more potential than to just be one of those like super utility Detroit Hall of Fame players. I think that he has top 5, number 5 overall player potential just because he doesn't have all of the pressure on him that Saban Lee and some of these other draft picks have had on him. The expectations and him saying, bro, I'm going to do whatever my team needs, but I'm a baller, dog, and I am the best in my draft class. I think he has, and he's showing more and more of what his game can offer and the fact that he's going to work to get better.
Yeah.
We're seeing that right now.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And listen, this ain't a shot at Jaden Ivey, but we just got to be realistic. Like, if Jaden Ivey were to depart this team, who would we be looking at to take that spot? It would absolutely be Ron Holland, bro. He might be next up in terms of, future starters for the Pistons. So I totally agree with what you're saying, man. He's a little more than just what we've seen, than just a utility guy.
They're going to come for you, KG. The possibility that Ivy leaves? No.
I'm not trying.
He's the number 1 on the team.
I let him chuckle a little bit like, boy, you in territory I haven't seen you ever venture out into.
Yeah, I know, right? But no, and this is absolutely no. Hey, I hope Jaden Ivey flourishes, and I hope he is the number 2 to Cade Cunningham.
Yes, sir.
But if he is not, because they have to make a decision.
Eyes don't deceive you.
I'm telling you, they have to make a decision very, very soon. So this is a prove-it year for Jaden Ivey. Hey, 100%. Injury or not, he has to go out there and show that he is worth the money they might be willing to pay him. But if not, it's got to be Ron next.
And Ron is crazy. He got that crazy in him that you want. That stuff that
Crash out
says you need more of these. Weezy had me laughing too. He said, man, Ron was tripping, just standing over people in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even Cade had to shovel.
Yeah.
And I love that. Sometimes you got some players that you have to reel back in. And it's a positive to your team. That's what I love about Ron Holland. Just straight up pure. He's whatever that octane is that Dan Campbell was talking about, Ron Holland has that as well in his mix, man. And so I'm excited about him. Sometimes I try and temper it, but this is a guy who came in and played right away. This is a guy who came in and we saw that he was an Energizer bunny early on in the season before the offense really started to reach its rhythm. Ron Holland was a guy who we saw. We were at games. We were covering him.
Yes, sir.
He was the guy who we said, the energy completely changed when he entered the game. It got to the point in the season as we approached All-Star break where people are like, yo, please put Ron Holland in the game because this team is sleep. We have no other energy guys. Now we see Ron going out there and fine-tuning his craft and working on becoming a better ball handler, a better playmaker, a better kind of ISO guy like he was in the G League, and being able to score off of those traits. You know, some people say ISO ball ain't what you want. If you're an ISO player, though, develop those skills. In the Pistons, you see what they're doing with their players. They're pushing them more and more into what I believe their roles are going to be, and I am very bullish about what Holland can be.
I'll tell you what, Ron Holland, this was the first time on an NBA court in a long, long time, maybe the only time to this degree, where he actually just got full reins to be high usage, to be high minutes, and he basically toyed with the Knicks Summer League team. and I understand that it's Summer League. There's not a whole lot to put into that, but I like the fact that he took that opportunity and ran with it, because we all know, and we've talked about it ad nauseum, I don't want to sound like a broken record. Ron Holland had a very good low usage, low minute rookie season. He did what he had to do. His minutes in the playoffs dipped a bit, but I think we're all satisfied with what he brought to this team. And I understand that it's Summer League. I understand that coming into next year, all the core is still going to be there. He's not going to get the usage, but man, could there be a time where he actually gets the same reign that, let's just say, Stephon Castle gets for the San Antonio Spurs? I don't know. There's kind of a logjam right now, but I love to see him take advantage of, all right, it's Summer League. I'm the best player on the floor. I'm going to show people.
But off the bench, I'm almost like, when I'm thinking about it, I feel like he deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
I do like just a slight expansion of his usage. If he can prove to be versatile. And I'm seeing people in the chat talking about, like, oh, man, Buddy is 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
And he's moving, though, like, sometimes like a smaller wing.
Yeah.
Like a smaller wing guard type. I mean, it'd be like a bigger guard, smaller
Say that
wing
again,
type.
Willie, my bad.
Stacey Augment. He plays like Stacey Augment.
Talk to me, bro.
Okay.
That is a really
that's not a bad
That's
comparison.
a really good comparison. Talk to me, man.
Ron Holland shows a little bit of Stacey Augment, but he's more like engine guy mixed with a JYD. So that case, that 6'9" wiry frame that will do the dirty work in the defensive end and show some offensive abilities.
Yeah.
He showcased what he saw in the Summer League. So shooting, he could, get rebounds, tip dunks. I saw a lot of Stacey Augment and JYD comparison because the way he plays with a lot of energy on
Never
the field.
turns that motor off.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So those are rare
Yeah.
type of players. Now you're going to see a little bit Sean Marion in the season.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just a tad. Just a tad bit.
That would be if he takes the
next
next
level.
step.
Yeah.
That's the
So I'm like, I don't know about that.
Sean Marion was
Sean Marion's a matrix,
The
man.
ugliest
Shot
jumper
on a
you would
hooper,
ever
dog.
see, but effective.
But he was 20. He was 20 and 10 as a
Oh, no,
small
that was my
forward.
dog.
Yeah.
I
And
love
one
that
block,
old Suns
2
team,
steals per game, man.
The fact that they didn't do nothing, man, that old
Cold.
Suns team, Stoudemire, Nash.
How many eras of
Sean
Suns
Marion.
teams? It's like
Sean Marion.
all of them.
I know they all fall short.
Goodness.
Every single one.
Yeah.
But I got to ask you guys,
comparison,
because we've done this with all of the young guys we've talked about from Summer League. We got to set the realistic expectation for Ron Holland, too. You know, obviously with Dennis Jenkins, with Bobby Clinton, back end of the rotation guys who we think will be able to be serviceable in their time called up like they were last year. A little time, but they didn't get blown off the court. We do believe somebody like a Chaz Lanier deserves at least the 10. You said 10. I said I could see him getting 11 to 14 a game. Well, you said the average is out. And I think KG was in lockstep with that too. With Ron Holland, this is a guy who you talked about the 15 minutes last year. You're talking about they added two more wings back to this situation. But I do believe that there's a lot of space for him to be able to step into that 20-minute per game mark for Ron Holland.
I think 20 minutes per game is the expectation. I think that Ron Holland has to force JB Bickerstaff's hand.
Yeah.
You can't get it to where you can't take him off the floor. And like I said before, when we're talking about Ron Holland, I'm happy for him that he gets to play on a winning team, but it's tough to see a path for him being super high usage within the next couple of years. But I would like to see that up a bit. And when I say that, maybe my prediction of 10 minutes a game for Chaz Lanier was a little bit high. I hope that his three-point shot is better. I hope he provides the same amount of energy and defense that he did, being at times a demon finishing at the rim. I definitely expect a leap from him, though, when it comes to usage and numbers.
Simone Fontecchio got 16 and a half minutes last year, so you're talking about giving some of those minutes, 5 of those to Ron Holland, and giving the other 10 or 11 to Chaz Lanier.
I mean,
I would do that.
Sure,
I would do that already to the lineup. Just pencil that in and move forward. And with Ron Holland, what you're asking yourself is this. Fontecchio shot 3 threes last year and made 1 per game.
That's right.
I do believe Ron Holland can give you at least that.
I do too.
I really do.
Yeah.
And if he can give you that, the 20 minutes plus per game, he's going to then give himself an opportunity to move towards that Sean Marion side of things, because what helped Sean Marion was the fact that you hit a couple threes per game, and all of a sudden you're at that 20 and 10 rather than maybe 14 and 10, 14 and 7.
You got to make teams respect it. That's the only thing. He doesn't ever have to be a prolific shooter because he does everything else. But if you can get him once again to that 30, between 30 to 33, 34-ish range.
He's still 20 years old, bro.
Yeah, he still has a lot of time to go. But if you can get him to that 30, between 30 and 34-ish percentage range from three-point range, he is going to be a problem in this league, bro, just based on everything else he can do. I would like to see him take an uptick to 20. I just don't know, man, because it's kind of a log jam in terms of bench minutes and the type of players at his type of skill set and that type of position. So I would like to see him. I think it's a situation like you said. He has to force, what's his name, JB Bickerstaff's hand. He's going to have to.
Ron Holland, you talk about some ceiling raisers. The Pistons have some ceiling raisers on the team already, but I do also wonder how much is it unfair or how much pressure is it putting on these young guys. But they have to be the movers. They have to, especially in this era of the NBA. You look at the homegrown nature of an OKC Thunder. You look at the fact that this Detroit Pistons team, they're in a position to do what Orlando did, but you got to figure out who's who first. Then I do believe going into next season or going into the trade deadline, you'll see them make a move to augment. But right now, I'm looking forward to seeing them turn up the usage just a little bit, turn up the minutes just a little bit. You got some players who are gone. You're still down, Fontecchio's out, Schroeder's out. You brought in 2 players, but you lost, 4 or 5?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, there is going to be opportunity. And like Trajan's continued to say, his constant refrain, they're going to get better if the young players get better. But he's confident that the young players are going to get better.
One more quick question, and I know this will make JB's heart very full. Is when Tobias Harris is off this team, probably next offseason, is that a pathway to Ron Holland getting more usage? I mean, he's taller and bigger than people think. I understand at this point right now, his three-point shot needs to get a little bit better.
Are you saying like starter usage?
He's
like
a smidge
what are you
shorter
to?
than Jeremy Grant, who played the 4 here as well.
Yeah.
Similar.
He would
archetype.
That shot would have to improve drastically if we talking about like what y'all talking about.
4 or 5 in summer league. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, trust me, I want to pick that too. I do.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a 5 overall pick, man. Like
right. He's not like in the 20s. He's not Sasser.
For as much as you say, you know what, second round pick like Dennis, undrafted, and with Dennis Jenkins, I think we have to also let that hold true the other way when you're talking about Ron Holland being the number 5 overall pick, whom they stated we believe that this is going to be a dynamic player for us for years to come. And just looking at Tobias Harris for the Detroit Pistons last year, man, just looking at the stats that he put up, you're talking replacing 13.5 points. And the shooting from behind the arc, let's get that 3-point percentage from. He shot 3.6 a game. He made 1.2, 34.5% per game. Mind you, Simone Fontecchio was 1 of 3 per game. I do believe that Ron Holland can get somewhere in that range. And I do believe if he gets somewhere in that range, you're looking at a guy who's probably going to be more or less one of those 15, 5 and 2 type of guys, 15, 6 and 3 type of guys.
I can see
That's what I believe Ron Holland's future is. When you're talking about Tobias not being there, it's a possibility. But I know Tobias, I think he got him beat in the measurables there, though.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying. I think was Tobias will under contract for this next year.
Yeah.
That's all I'm speaking of. If it's somebody that they don't want to retain or re-sign,
I don't know. They're both 6'8". He just got him beat in weight, and Holland's still 20.
Doesn't have his man body yet.
And skill set too.
Like that's something there. For him.
Tobias,
I really think so.
Tobias do got him beat in terms of skill set too. He
100%.
gives you more of what you want from a 4 out on the floor. It's just with Ron, I don't know, man. I don't know if he can hold down that role consistently.
Like I never thought of that as being an option. Like if this guy proves that he can go out there and shoot the 34 to 35, 36% from behind the arc, then what makes him any less qualified than what Tobias is for this team right now?
He wouldn't. But once again, he would have to get to 35, 36, 37%. Like,
what
that's
is he
a
for
big
Summer
jump.
League again? Remind KG?
Oh, it was 4 for 5 in the first game. I know he was. Was he 2 for 6 in the second or something? Yeah, or 2 for 7.
But just the fact that he's confident in taking those shots is already a world of difference. I think Fred Vincent is working wonders with him right now.
That man been earning his pay, dog.
Yeah, for real. And if he could get a SAR like that, oh my God.
That's the one, man. I know there was a couple other questions in here earlier. I believe it might have been Dad with Tourette's who says he believes we are significantly underrating and underestimating Sasser and overrating Schroeder. And I'm like, Schroeder just got paid by the league.
Yeah, nah.
He just got paid to be a starter.
We love Sasser too, but Schroeder is something different. Like he is a two-way guard in this league, bro, that can score and shoot the 3 with the best of them. Like.
And I see you, Dante151. Thoughts on Tolu Smith and his first 2 summer? He's just a hooper. I don't know if he's a G League hooper, if he's an NBA hooper, because I know in G League he's been doing his thing for the Motor City Cruise. And this is a guy who, shout out to Czar, who at Michigan State, he's a Spartan, but one of the best people that I know. He also is one of our brothers here. He spent a little bit of time at Woodward Sports doing some photography, and we actually did some Piston stuff. He's done a lot with the Motor City Cruise, and Tolu Smith is a guy that he's been following, covering, writing articles about. This guy's just an absolute hooper. It'd be interesting to see if the Pistons can get anything out of him, but I know that they do value what they have with the Crews. I just hope that before the Crews get picked apart again, like we saw 2 years ago, I'm just hoping that the Pistons can at least benefit from some of these good players that they got stashed down there.
Yeah.
They got some hoopers on that team.
mean, happy for him that he got a chance to make his NBA debut last year. Can't say too much. Yeah. I'm not gonna of a Tolu Smith with respect. Hey, he got his NBA dream last year. Shout out to him. But he might not be.
He would be at the end of the rotation.
Yeah. So very.
He had a good game too. Hey, averages in the NBA of 14 and 8. Don't bother about that silly games played stat. 14.
Jeez, man. Let me see. I got Chaz. I thought that was from Rando. So we got a couple mailbag questions in here.
Shout out.
Let's definitely take a quick one, and then we'll get back to things. Who do we got to say what up, though, to JB Smooth? It's
Lady James and Loom.
All right. Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Walk in, sign in, before you know it, you're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
And when you sitting in that Lady Jane's chair, why not be a little bit high, man? Enjoy your scalp massage a little bit better. You can go to Loom, man. Loom Cannabis has this refreshing new drink called Buzzin', man. And they got them in some of your favorite flavors, watermelon, cherry, strawberry. Or you can cool off with 2 of their newer flavors, raspberry lemonade and peach. Crack a can, take a sip, and catch a buzz. These things are good. I absolutely co-sign these. Available at any one of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use that code on the screen, WSN30, for 30% off your entire order. That's no small discount. 30% off online or in store, and you can get all that by going to loom.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Detroit sports fan, Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Baligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media: X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Yo, come on down to Feldman Chevrolet in, they got a lot of locations, but Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with up to 5 locations in Highland, New Hudson, Novi, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. You can lease that for $189 per month, or you can get the 2026 Equinox LT. You can lease that for $209 a month. This offer ends August 10th, so make sure y'all get into Feldman Chevrolet of Novi today.
And the wait is over, Detroit. A new era of sports and entertainment talk is here as two titans collide with the all-new Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Join Braylon Edwards, former Michigan legend and NFL star, alongside Matt Shepard, a name that's been synonymous with sports in the city for decades, as they break down everything from Lions to Wolverines and beyond. Don't miss the action, only on Woodward Sports Network. Hey, we are back. It's Wake Up Woodward, and JB Smith, what do you want to do, man? Do you want to do a little bit of what's trending?
We can, but we can also hop in the mailbag because I see a lot of mailbag questions going on right now. So yeah, let's just hop in the mailbag for today.
Xavier D. Phil, right? KG's looking ripped.
Oh my
what's
God.
going on in the chat?
I don't know. Phil always talking about my body, man, and shout out to Phil. Like, I appreciate you, Phil, but you always talk about my body, man. I wasn't that fat, when I was here before, man. Wintertime, layered up clothing, that type of deal, but
We got another one
I
for
appreciate
KG.
it, though.
Mailbag from Malik Peterson. Is KG going to be here for camp?
Oh, believe it. That's that. Hey, shout out. That's my boy Don P, man. Shout out Don P, and of course, Motor City Cats, his platform.
Hey,
but yeah, no, I'm gonna be here for camp, man. Clearly.
We shall see. You
Man,
never know. You
here
could be
y'all go,
over
man.
here on camp, and
Here y'all
just
go,
forget
man.
all about us.
Hey, Flannel, Herb Nash, who you got in home run derby finals?
Who's in the home run?
I'm going to go
derby,
James
actually?
Wood. Yeah. I'm going to go James Wood.
Shout out Spin Dog in the building.
Yeah, James Wood.
James Wood and O'Neal Cruz in the finals.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Get that bum out of the home run derby.
Come on.
People was criticizing this group of hitters, man.
Relax. I mean, you gotta realize. I mean, the guy's got one of the best exit velos in the game, and his swing is literally meant for the home run derby.
That exit velo doesn't help his batting average get above 210.
We're not talking about his batting average. We're talking about the home run derby, Flannel.
He should be banished from the state of Georgia for this stretch.
All right.
Not even an all-star in any. I don't know. I get it. It's a home run derby. You don't have to be an all-star, but O'Neal Cruz is a bomb.
Crazy Clown says he loves the Tigers draft picks, by the way. That lefty they drafted in the 3rd round is a strikeout machine. I loved all the picks so far. Any thoughts from anybody on the
I have
Tigers
no
draft?
clue who was drafted.
Yeah, I was like, is anyone even
They
plugged
drafted
in?
a bunch of high school kids.
So we won't see them for you.
My brain has like a limited capacity.
Right. I'll see you in 5 years.
For our Woodward ringside booth boys.
Oh wait, O'Neal Cruz, 212 batting average. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Dante151 asks you guys, KG and JB, thoughts on AEW All In Texas real quick.
I will allow JB to lead on this one because I was not able to catch up on everything over the week. It was so much wrestling over this weekend. I got swamped, but I do plan on watching all of it in full today. JB, give me your review, man.
All In was honestly 7 hours of amazingness. Get ready. Yes, get ready for this whole 7 hours because, like, I'm telling you, start to finish, it was banger after banger after banger. Obviously, I think I might have spoiled it for you in the beginning of this as well.
I've seen some of the results.
I mean, Cowboy shit, Hangman Page is your spoiler for you, but if you do go and watch it, it was honestly, I think AEW won the whole entire weekend. But no disrespect to WWE and NXT because it was an amazing weekend of wrestling, but AEW for me just took the cake.
Big Count 51, man. This is philosophical, bro. It says Kool-Aid. If you had a guy that shoots 100% from 3 every time he touches the ball, but as soon as he dribbles, he turns it over 100% of the time, and a subpar defender, is he on the team and does he play?
Yeah, sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Sit your ass right there in that corner.
You got 12 minutes to go out there and make as many threes as you can. Like, play pop a shot or something.
Do not touch the ball until we pass it to you in the corner.
Don't even travel up court. Just stay
Don't
in that
do
one
shit.
corner.
If the defender come, turn it over. Like he just
you get open. That's the key. If you're somebody who can move around without the ball, then yes.
Shout out to the chat for responding to it too, man. Like Randall says, yeah, late in games, I'm down and I need threes. Definitely. Ryan's reaction, Big Con, you stick him in the corner off ball for catch and shoots. We've seen players lunch off of this in the NBA too, man. Specialists, they thrive in the NBA, especially shooters in this era. So let me see here. Jordan from MI. Mailbag. Everyone keeps talking about we need to replace Tobias with a stretch, but isn't Tobias a stretch? I think we need more of a pure shooter rather than a stretch big. Tobias does the job.
Tobias getting old, man.
He can stretch his way out of town.
Stop it, JB. Stop
so
that.
What do
man.
how do you feel about that, JB Smooth?
Like I said, I mean, get him going. I'll take a shot on Ron. Screw it. Switch him out for
You
Ron.
out your
Dang,
fucking mind.
Hold on, bro. He's that done with Tobias already. And to me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if he re-ups after this $26 million is done. Obviously, it's not going to be at the 26, but I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a bench player and a vet. Oh, JB, how you feeling over there, JB?
I almost had a flannel moment right there.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but his next if he were to get another contract, you got to be on the bench, dog. Like move him to that part of his career.
I 100%.
He'll take that. He's long in the tooth.
He
I
did
thought
play
he
well.
is.
He
So
played
spitty,
well.
dog. With the
JB just a
Pistons shirt
hater,
on.
man.
Jamie's definitely a hater.
Oh, goodness gracious, man. And Wheezy D, stop, dog. I like Marcus Sasser. Yeah, I've been looking at all of his comments coming in. It's like, oh, every variation of how he believes, I don't think Marcus Sasser can develop his playmaking. I believe he can develop his playmaking, but some guys have a natural, innate facilitation gene.
Exactly.
And that's different. Do I believe he can improve at his facilitation? Yes. Do I think he's going to get better than Cade? No. Do I believe that he's even going to be able to reach Jaden Ivey? Not quite sure. Jaden Ivey showed some facilitation, like literally right away, from year one. And what we saw him do last year, stepping up and approaching that 5 assists per game, and the facilitation is looking more and more natural. I like it. Now, Marcus Sasser, I want to see it. But I believe, and it's been proven, that he's better when he's going out there and getting buckets. When Marcus Sasser is just like, you know what? I can triple stance you to death. He can triple threat you to death. He's literally one of those players.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that can literally jab, step, and shoot a 3 in your face. I want that. Like, I want that. And if he's playing with facilitators that are looking for him, that puts the Pistons in a better position. So, if he can improve his facilitation, I still want him and his ability to shoot Dagner 40% from behind the arc when he's on. I kind of want that. I like it. Anything else in the chat?
I mean, nobody. Can we get a "you're a bum" from Flannel? Just mention O'Neal Cruz's name.
Right. You're a bum. And shout out to Nobody. I saw your message earlier, man. We're happy we can make your mornings a little bit better, man.
Yeah,
shout out to
appreciate you, man.
All right, Weezy, you got me. He's like, I just like messing with you guys. I got. And I tried to keep the composure, though, at the very least, man. And shout out to, all the people that are supporting.
You know Weezy, man. As soon as I brought up Jaden Ivey, he want to start his bullshit, man. So, shout out to Weezy D, though. That's my guy,
You know,
man.
he stuffed in it. Like, watch how it gets clipped up.
Right.
And then KG wants Jaden Ivey traded.
Oh, my God. It's that bullshit.
Cease, man. Is that a show? I see all the love in the chat, too, from all the people saying, great show. Man, we appreciate you guys a lot. And for being here, make sure you guys stay tapped in with all of Woodward Sports. Big D Energy, Ermanni, the Braylon Edwards show with Shep today.
Yeah,
just
started,
read that
man.
one. and the heavyweights, man, the extravaganza that just keeps on giving. Shout out to Spin. He's over here getting his beauty massage right now in the Pistons shirt, man. Let's get this chest basketball. Packed studio as we look around. No intern Noah's in the building. Intern Ryan is here. We got Willie B and that dude Justin. What up, though?
Laid back, a great show as usual. It's a Monday. What you expect? It's a good Monday. It's a pretty laid back Monday for the startup. So, hey, I'm enjoying the moment with you guys. So it's nothing like it.
Appreciate you, Willie.
That's right. What up,
Shout out.
dude Justin?
Shout out to all you guys in chat. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll catch you on the Brandon Edwards show with Shep today.
You taking only leads to a new level today, that dude Justin.
Wait, Justin high as hell.
Shout out to the booth, man. KG, Detroit's #1 draft pick, aka Black Hollywood, Rookie of the Year, MVP, about to be Comeback Player of the Year. What up, though?
Hey, trophy case filling up, bro. You know what it is. But shout out to everybody that joined us. Over 250. Absolutely appreciate y'all this morning for all the support and the hate. We welcome it all, man. But let's keep this shit rolling. Shout out to my team. Love you.
Let's rock, man. Let's rock. Woodward Sports MVP, JB Smooth in the TD booth. What up, though?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Amazing show. Thank you to everyone.
He's over there mad at snack wraps and Tobias Harris.
I'm mad at the snack wraps.
You did it to
not
yourself.
Enough sauce on there. And Tobias Harris, you
It's no
already
flavor.
know
It's
about
on
my deal
season.
with Tobias. But anyway, amazing show, you guys. Stay tapped in with us the rest of the week as well too. If you want some more JB, No Chill podcast, new episode out right now.
No
Woodward
Chill
Ringside out right now as well too. Support Woodward Wings as well, and shout out to my guy Chase Fast and Loose. Another episode will be coming your way very, very soon.
Hey, Veteran Squad, Veteran Network, that guy is Flannel Sam. He cooked up, absolutely cooked up during the Tiger segment, man. The reliever segment, to be in particular. Did a good job, man. The chat family agreed.
No blow-ups today.
Hey, yeah.
I kept seeing people say, man,
I'm
Sam's
changed
so
right now.
right.
Changed man.
I will say this, though. I have a fear that O'Neal Cruz is actually going to do well at the home run derby. And then he gets like the Gen Z fans to be like, oh, he hits the ball so hard and he's so tall and he's got aura.
He's got aura.
212 batting average this year. 212. 1.3 wins above replacement. Bum. B-U-M. Bum. Get off my derby.
Hey, look at that. The people got one more bump.
I guess it's not my derby, but
That's right.
That's that big musket energy over there, man. It's your boy Brandon Dad, KD Troy Kool-Aid, your credential pistol reporter writer for the network. You guys stay blessed, and thank you to everybody who supported. If you didn't get the opportunity to, smash that like button before you leave. And you know what? We'll see you right back here in the house. Let's rock.